Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. I forgot that the thing gets switched every time. Okay. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that I didn't have sound. Very much appreciated. Now I can, Yeah, no. Thanks. Thank you, Reactant, as well as Circuitry. I'm still trying to get in here. We're... Cool. Yeah, no, it wasn't just you. I forget that because Aegis does streams now on Tuesdays, and it switches the default microphone. So it's like, I gotta get into the habit of now switching back the microphone.
Even though I still use
Bubblehead mode is only available to subscribers. So if you're a subscriber, which I'll be getting into that, we have 2 new emotes for subscribers. And then we'll have probably like another one for just regular followers. Yeah, I'll blame Aegis. Oh, there we go. Already got my head bobble-fied. Blah, 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 blah. It even deflates. Oh, I didn't hear the deflate sound, though. It's supposed to have, like, a funny deflate sound. Almost like you're letting out a balloon. Set it to be on Group Insider. Can you even see in that character when your head's bubble-fied?
I see this, though.
Oh, you see your... Yeah, that one. Nice.
Now I gotta scale it down again.
I'm doing pretty good, Outsider. I woke up with some, like, suspicious activity that was going on outside my front door, so I had to, like, deal with that. Like, some solicitors or something. And it was, like, in succession, so it was kind of, like, a little bit weird. But other than that, you know, just came immediately on and started doing the stream. Yeah. Some shady people.
Careful, Max. They're casing your jaw.
Frox is saying sound is broke for some reason. Yeah, probably for the deflate sound. That's okay. We can fix it out later because it's for the bobblehead effect. It's supposed to inflate, which you heard that inflate sound, and then it's supposed to like go for the deflate. So stoked for custom fonts. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Now someone can type in Klingon once that's available.
Klingon?
I'm sure.
What are the ancient?
Oh, come on. You know people are going to be using web things.
Oh no, web things.
Well, as long as it's not Comic Sans.
Comic Sans, yeah, there you go.
I'll also set Frox and Aegis to broadcast, and let me put the camera on Frox real quick. As I try to set my full body. Plus I love when he gets all like shy and when he's like, oh no. Okay.
Oh, I have to entertain the stream somehow.
No, you don't. You don't have to
just
entertain
show
them.
you the old stream. I'm just gonna.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna hide
Hey, look,
behind this
Outsider,
TV
it's you. It's you on that
so
old
the
stream.
camera captures this old stream and.
Hey. Oh wait. Before I get my full body on, I have to show this to Outsider before he leaves and goes away. Okay, Outsider, you're still watching, yeah? Here, wait.
Link.
Vote comment Sans as default in front of Neil. Yes.
Oh, you're gonna join us? Cool. So we got this like little box now permanently in the streamer room, and we got you inside there. You're in a box. What do you think? Pretty good, yeah?
Very good, Carol.
I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I know, right? We got like a little little chest inside of here with some treasures. Ooh, yeah.
I'm liking this.
And of course Carol. Here, wait, let me get like really close to it so you guys can see. It's Carol that's animated during a GIF. Yeah, and your mushroom is in there as well. The one where if you eat it, it shrinks you and makes you trip out. The reason why I put him with books is because it reminds me of that first time inside of Neos when Carol was trying to get that Glub Glob monster meme going in here. but you know, good old times. Good old times. And of course we got like the puppets over here, and we now have the Reddit thing right here, so then if you click on it, it takes you directly to the Neos VR subreddit, which is cool as well. Yeah. Just wanted to show
you're on spectator mode.
just wanted to show that off real quick.
Would be that version.
Head of the Reddit explodes the room.
Okay, so let
Let
me
it destroy Neos. It's already done its damage.
oh yeah.
It's still going.
I'm gonna put on my full body real quick. I will put third person on Frox because that's my favorite one to put third person on.
Third person Fox Adventure.
Let's understand the stream again.
It's an adventure.
Are there any questions?
But yeah, just so you guys know, if I
Leave the
randomly or
Leave the
abruptly leave the stream, it's probably because the solicitors came back. But if not, then I'll just be in the stream.
I'll eat the mushroom.
Yeah.
How long's that been sitting there? And you're gonna eat it?
It's not doing anything. I don't feel any different.
This is what you get.
Something is something.
Did
This is
everything
what
just
you
get
get.
bigger?
Can somebody bubbleify Frox's head? I want to see
What?
Frox's head bubblified. We need a
Got
subscriber to
shoulder
bubblify his
freaks.
head. Is it?
I have a shoulder freaks now.
Please.
Oh yeah, I think the mushroom is now like one of like my favorite items now because it actually when you eat it, it makes you small, and and it that looks so funny. Gosh.
Doesn't it
And
like
it makes you
the
trip
default
out,
sound
which is kind of
effect,
cool.
though? It's the funnier one.
God, Zyra.
Hey, Fruits.
Yeah, we'll get the head bobblified for next stream. We'll get that fixed, as well as we're gonna talk and discuss
When it
about
just goes back
the new
to
stuff that's
normal
inside of
size, it uses
the streamer
volume
room, so then
meter.
people can have their own say as to
Oh,
what
it
goes
should
on
be a
during the
volume
streams.
meter.
Yeah,
It should be just like a should play a sound, but I'm not sure like why is it not triggering. Maybe the way essentially it's set up like I'm Smurf. But I'm yellow. No, I'm green now.
we should make a blue Frox. Then he can be a Smurf.
Somebody change this fan speed. So they can have a.
Zyro, I'm going to say it once and only once. No erratic screaming, please.
This is happening.
No
I'm not sure
screams.
what is happening, but it's happening.
Yeah.
So I turn the fan
Okay,
horizontal.
let me set
or
up my full body
vertically,
calibrator.
and you just go
Run the
up and
T-pose
down.
calibration.
But if I turn it vertically, you just spin around. It's weird.
I still hear that a volley.
Wait, what?
I still hear
Yeah,
the
he's
screaming
still
volley,
screaming.
Oh, you still hear the Avali screaming?
too. Yeah, volley,
see.
screaming.
Oh, I don't. I don't hear it screaming.
Ah!
Okay. And then I'll go to my
Avali
avatar's
screaming.
full body. Save that
No,
one
it's still, there's a
and
puppet
hurt
one
that
over
one.
there. It's still screaming.
Just in case. Not Shridi says, to be honest, I was discouraged from using Neos because my computer simply couldn't stand being in a world with more than 8 people. Now with this update, I give you one more chance. This is great to allow people with mid-range PC to run the game decently. Yeah, I mean,
I haven't been
either
voting.
or. We do have recommended specs though for like what is recommended for running on the PC. So if it don't match, it don't match, my dude.
Yeah. But there's also like one thing to mention is like this is one of the major performance optimizations. This one major like improves like the memory usage and loading speeds. It also improves like the rendering performance, which should have helped lower end computers give a boost. And also like the higher end computers we can afford to do a lot more and things just generally load faster.
Hey, it's Outsider.
But there's still like lots of other performance optimizations coming in the future. So even if it
Yeah.
doesn't like run too well on your computer right now, it's still gonna improve. So
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
I
I'll
would
just
say
like
give
finish
us
the
like
optimizations.
another 20 more chances. because there's probably going to be another 20 more updates of that's going to be considered out for optimization. So just saying.
If you're almost the bottleneck, then essentially this should help tremendously because
Oh,
the memory
yeah,
usage
yeah.
has been reduced
Yeah, outside.
significantly.
I changed my extra skill.
Those legs.
Yes.
Oh
The
my
knees. The knee. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that again.
Oh, look at this kid. I saw him in the video the other day.
The knee.
You're killing it. Hi there.
Yeah.
Yeah, reacting was pretty good the last
Yeah, I got
time.
everything
It
on right
looks
now.
too real. Looks too real.
Yeah. I know, it's just everything moves. Everything moves.
I know.
Just a small pile of
He's
Jackie's
he's
in the room.
embodied it now.
Oh,
His trackers are the.
look in my eyes. Look into my eyes.
Yep.
Nice. That's glad to hear. Trey.
Whoa. Look at those eyes. Do you get the ladies with those?
Here, wait. Let me zoom the camera on your face.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There you go.
I need that mirror to know what I'm doing, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The blinks.
Is it on me? I can't.
Yeah, it was. It was on
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
It was.
Keywords.
Oh, boy.
Same like the way it's on me now. Okay.
Oh, it's nice seeing you.
Let's see
It
how
has
many
been.
people we got so
I
far.
finally
Oh,
got my White Houses like mounted to the wall, so getting in VR is a little bit more comfortable. Everything's
hey,
moving
hey
around.
Frox.
Okay.
Why does it say maximum users to 10 inside of here, but right now we have 11?
Oh, increase it temporarily.
Oh, okay.
Whose trackers are
Try not
there?
to have too much because you already know how it is with.
Yeah,
Um,
it's changing.
is the
it,
stream audio limited to those in broadcast? I can hear a bunch of people over y'all. You're still main focus of audio. I think with the new audio that's inside of here, for some reason it makes broadcast lower volume and it still makes everybody else regular volume, which is so
Yeah.
weird. Like if I took Frox out of broadcast, start talking now, Frox.
The audio
Blah,
was
blah,
fine
blah,
when
blah,
I
blah.
was.
Yeah, you sound much
Sure.
louder when you're out of broadcast, but it's like I
Try
can't.
using this shout for now.
Oh, you shout? Okay. Here, wait. Now
No,
start
try
talking.
using shout for now. Like
Wouldn't it be
blah 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 blah. That should be
Okay,
better.
yeah, shout's much better. So I won't even use broadcast anymore. Just gonna use shout. Okay, Snooper.
I need
For
to.
the
Shout
one
for
that
now.
needs
Like I'm gonna like look at it for later.
I feel like I have.
Yeah, that'll be much better. Then Frox's voice can still be here.
I Blaze.
Yeah. Different lectures should have like to have a lot of like
Tech Trader says, "Is the blinking done with the Vive Pro headset?" Yeah, we already have eye tracking right now, and hopefully
Oh, yeah,
in the farther future we can have
that's okay.
foveated rendering with eye tracking.
It
Two-
tracks the
two people with
it
eye
tracks three
tracking right now.
things.
Oh,
The eyelid
I'll just switch to my
location.
fingers
So
when we were talking
any
about it.
distance, it tracks the pupil dilation and then also the eye where it's pointing. So
Ah,
it does a lot more than people think,
mute boy.
which is pretty cool.
Also, I have like mapped like my avatar for the people dilation as well.
We're,
So like when it gets like brighter, like you can like see them like constrict.
I think you might
It's
have
kinda cool.
managed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did, I think.
So,
No,
and
yeah,
eye
it's
tracking, I
nice.
think, is going to be, for the most part, like, it's nice to have it just for, like, visuals for the character. Like, that adds a little extra level of realism to somebody of expressionism
Oh,
through the
he
character.
added me. I
But
there,
the
so
most
I
thing that's
added
probably
him.
going to be used for is the foveated rendering, because then it's going to be
Okay,
better
now
on
I
your
get it.
computer, and you're going to be able to have a lot better of VR headsets in the future that will have varifocal.
you need to add that to my inventory.
Does Outsider have another badge? Yeah, well,
Oh, yes.
let's check out your badges there.
He really wanted a coffee badge. So I was
Oh.
like, oh, I'm just gonna find a random coffee icon. So I got this.
Nice. So you got the wizard, you got the coffee, you got the moderator, Patreon, Spark, and the S2. Yep, he's got all
The
of them.
joke is the coffee one is a Java icon.
It's pretty
Java
funny.
does now.
Coffee Java. Nice.
I mean, I don't mind programming in Java some days.
Hell yeah.
I don't
I
mind
like-
programming in Java some days. That's some high praise, my dude.
It's pretty low on my priority
So
list of
Trader is
programming.
asking
program
who has the
C#.
most trackers and is there a tutorial? Yeah, there is a tutorial for setting up full body. We can also set up full
This
body
person.
inside of here. As well as how did you guys make the avatars? It's very easy to make the avatar. You just import the FBX inside of here and you set up the character with the FBX using the avatar creator, and I'll show you that right now. So this thing right here, under your belt UI, if you go to tools, there should be something called avatar creator, and then you position this over to where the eyes are at, move the hands over where the hands are supposed to go, and then you'll click align head forward, align head up, align head right, center head position, and then align tool anchors. And then once you do that, you're also going to set up the tool anchors, and then you set that sphere to be on the palm of the hand. You set that to be over the wrist, and this one to be in front of your fingers, and usually this one on top of your wrist for that one. And that's about it for setting up a character inside of here. It's really easy. But all of these rigged out models and everything like that, it was all made inside of Neos.
I'm legit.
Legit.
So no
This is like French.
outsource required. The knuckles track all 5 fingers? Yeah, you want me to show that off too?
If the French created a compiler, put it the regional.
Let's see.
It'll be legit.
Hopefully this doesn't
That'll
look
be
bad for my
legit,
character. Oh, actually, no, my full body still works pretty fine. So you can see with full 5 finger tracking. So there you go. Yep. Full finger movement. But I think, in my opinion, the index finger movement is kind of still limited because I can't have like my fingers go towards each other. I don't think it's going to be the final VR solution for finger tracking. I think that it's just controller-based tracking that's a lot more accurate than all the other controllers. But I wouldn't say it's really finger tracking. I would just say it's more finger sensing and finger curls. That's about it. The huge distance between fingers is huge for expression. Yeah, because then you can like make different. You could even do sign language then if you had, you know, crossing fingers or something like that. I should be able to cross my fingers, but I can't with the index controllers.
You could do that
The
with
mouth
Windows
is animated through blend shapes, and whenever I speak, it does a different blend shape for each vocal tone. It's something similar to like what VRC does with their system. I find the
like if you use leap motion, then you can essentially move your fingers side to side.
yeah, what Rosalie said, the finger tracking is just like a little plus. It's not like the end all what I think, like, because I think in like maybe like a year and a half, we'll probably have like really, really amazing finger tracking, such as the leap motion tracking, but on a bigger scale to where I could probably even have my hands to
We
my
already have
side.
leap motion tracking.
Yeah, I know we have leap motion
This is like
tracking.
a hardware thing, like, so essentially like with
saying,
Neos.
yeah, I'm saying like the hardware isn't there yet for like me moving my hands to my side and still being able to move my fingers.
Yeah, but there's the supported. So essentially, like if you have a solution, even if you were to use leap motion right now, you essentially get like full finger movement. So like Neos is prepared for that. So we're essentially just waiting for like some common hardware. One thing we would like to integrate is once it comes out is the new finger tracking for the Oculus Quest. It's maybe like an interesting one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, when Oculus Quest comes out with their update for finger tracking, that seems like that will be really amazing because, you know, it's a pretty cheap headset and it's going to allow for somewhat accurate finger tracking. I mean, I don't think you'll be able to like move it to your sides, but it'll be a lot better of a field of view than the leap motion, from what I hear. Yeah, then we'll need advanced gestures, yeah, I'm sure. See, that's another thing that I thought would be really amazing, and knowing how the progress of Neos goes, it would be really cool to make it like, oh, if you point 2 fingers forward, that could be like a way of like moving around, or if you point 3 fingers, or you move 3 fingers towards you, that's how you could equip something, is like, so you could have like finger-based actions that affect the world, and then if you're trying to grab onto something, you just pinch it, and if you're trying to scale it, you just do 2 pinches. Yeah, Doctor Strange style. Phew. It'd be like levitating, it'll be
I
floating.
made the ring where it creates a portal.
Yeah. I actually kind of want that now. I want like Doctor Strange portal where I could just like spawn something right there and I just go pass through it and then I'm like in a different world. I think maybe you might get to that one day. Can you guys do high fives? Yeah, your way. There. I missed. I think it's where on the part of the body do I have to look so that I never miss a high five? I think I have to look at somebody's elbow, right?
Oh,
You look at their elbow.
I need elbow trigger.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, you made that, Prowl Prime? Oh well, yeah. Didn't you do the Rick and Morty gun?
You did that as well.
Oh, there was two. Oh, so you did a Doctor Strange Portal one. Okay. Very nice. And how many people do we have so far? Okay, so we have quite a few people inside of here now, which I guess the stream is like in its midway, or not midway, but the beginning of it.
It's about 10 people.
Yeah, 29 people. It's showing up for me. It's 29. There's also a TARDIS, but that tends to explode. Okay.
Explode.
What? Yeah, it does.
I think somebody was trying to bobblehead you, Outsider, but Outsider's name isn't spelled with an O, it's spelled with a 0. So type in 0 UT. And you don't have to spell the whole person's name.
What they want?
They're gonna bobblehead your.
I guess there's a conga line right behind
Good
me.
luck.
Perfected.
My names. They can't get it.
Join the conga line in the comments.
Did you use a 0 or did you use an O?
That's a 0. Somebody
So
used the 0 there. It's
So one
uppercase
thing
O,
on the
lowercase, and
on the bubble had a 3-minute timeout, so essentially it's like wait 3 minutes.
Okay. Well,
If you,
lucky me.
if you,
yeah,
if
lucky
you.
you.
Come when you don't expect it.
Here, let's head over here.
If I was a set,
Get back in my
man,
other character. If you need me to show more finger stuff, then just let me know. We can chill out a little
How's
bit.
it going?
Oh, does these have seats on them?
No, not yet.
Freaks.
Oh.
But if I'm in my full body, I can kind of just like sit down on them though.
You're slacking,
Aw.
Max. You're slacking.
That's
What?
There we go.
nothing.
Your move next.
There was a chain
I'm not
of users
slacking.
on me.
What are you talking about? Huh.
Did the game just start?
Make seats live. Yeah, we just didn't add the this was kind of like we did this all out yesterday of just making it permanent for furniture being in here. But yeah, we can definitely add like the sit pose positions on inside here as well.
I can't reach.
Since we're already in this area, let me let you guys know about this thing. So this right here is. I'm trying to explain something
I
first.
can't reach.
I was looking at what we're not sure, like, for example, for some reason, like, Oscillator Erica, it doesn't seem on Twitch that, like, he is a subscriber, because he doesn't have, like, the subscriber icon. But I think he did subscribe, so that's strange.
Did he subscribe for this month of November?
Yeah.
I'm not sure then. I
I
don't.
don't think so. I think he's been trying to use the commands and it doesn't seem to be working for him, and it doesn't seem like he has the... It's strange.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyways, so we have our NeosVR schedule and ideas, and what this is, we're gonna post every single week if any changes happen. But for the most part, our Twitch stream times will be Aegis's building and 3D modeling stream, which is every Tuesday at 3 p.m. PST, and the Nextland showcase / dev stream every Friday at 3 p.m. PST. So we'll post like times here so then people can know when our streams are at, as well as whenever the streams go on, or if you have ideas for the streams, we'll post them on this board. So if you want new Twitch emotes or new... Oh yeah, every Tuesday. Yeah. Thanks, neighbor. At least for Aegis' streams. But yeah, we'll have like Twitch stream ideas that can be posted right there, and you could even send me a direct message. And if you message me on NeosVR or either on Discord about your Twitch idea, I can post it on the board if it's a good idea, as well as adding new emotes or new effects that you guys can have for the Twitch chat commands.
All done. I fixed it. Oh, wait.
Don't worry, Rosilia. I'm sure Frox will be able to fix it out. Yeah, I mean, it should have you sub. I can see an icon next to you. So, I mean, it should be having you subbed. It's not like not showing anything on the left side. Think Twitch? Yeah, possibly. Is it, are you just not able to do the Twitch chat commands, or is it something else? Because if it's just Twitch chat commands, then it might just be that for right now. Hey, Zyra. Where are you in the floor?
Because I can.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I can't seem to ever do those Twitch chat commands. I think it's just broken right now. I think the Twitch chat commands, so I don't think it's Twitch itself. I think it's just the Twitch chat commands are not working for whatever reason. They were having
There might be
some...
too many people in the world for it to process all between users.
Maybe. I have no idea. Tech Trader says, are you able to interact with items like chess pieces, etc.? Yeah. Let's see. So, let me-
Depends entirely on permissions.
I was.
I'll even
I can't
show my
touch
laser
it.
so you can see it.
True.
I'm a spectator in here, so I can't.
Yeah, I can't touch it.
There you go. So yeah, you can move around chess pieces. As long as you have permissions to do so. Might even play a chess game later on. Why not? That sounds like fun.
I'd play one with you.
Oh
I
really?
haven't played one in a while.
Actually, I wanna
Yeah.
watch that. I wanna
Hell
see
yeah. I
Outsider
haven't
go
seen-
against Nyx.
Outsider and me haven't played a game of chess in a
Ever
long.
work.
Outsider and me haven't played a game of chess in a long time. Feels like.
I know. It's been about, I don't know, 5 months? 4 months, maybe? Something
Yeah.
like that. The last one was when everybody was in the Halo world and we were sitting there. People were
Yeah,
throwing out
there
chess
is a
pieces.
ball that you can throw.
Yeah, they changed colors.
Oh, I think the bobblehead things are working now.
Oh boy.
Cool.
I need the
What was I
pizza.
talking about again?
Give me the pizza.
Oh,
Pretty
a
much
ball.
The
It-
rigid body physics that
Yeah, so-
you're talking about.
Yeah,
is pretty much just going to be implemented.
well, no, we have a ball that's throwable right now through logics, but we don't.
Using
we don't
logics.
we don't have one that's off of physics based. But there is a ball that you can throw, or even rocks that are throwable. Here, let me show an example with that. Because if I spawn out the
Here?
ball, it causes
The
weird,
rock.
weird issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I got a
yeah,
purple
it gets
rock.
pretty
No, I-
laggy because it keeps having to refresh the logics.
Yeah. So here's a rock. I'll toss it. And there it goes. And crunches. So yeah, you can script items like that to have somewhat physics inside of here, but once we get the main physics engine running inside of Neos, it's going to be so much better because you could have stuff, flying around in 0G. You could have vehicles, ragdoll effects, cloth physics, all that kind of stuff. So... I don't think it's Arkansas. I don't know. What is that thing? It's just have in your hand.
It's the noodle.
He's like, no. Okay. Whatever. I'm just gonna go in the ground where Frox is at. Oh, never mind. He's coming back up. Who turned on the lights?
I suspect it's that.
Oh, I think Frox did Sky Evening. What's that?
Yeah.
Is that
I'll
your
be right
energy
back, I'm
drink?
just gonna
Sure.
go fix the...
Yep.
Oh, it's a Red Bull. Who made this?
I don't know. I pulled it off a Sketchfab or something. Yeah,
Nice.
Sketchfab.
Here, wait. We'll do the not advertised by Red Bull again, like how we did with the Dr. Pepper. Mmm. It gives you wings. And Neos, you can have as many as wings.
Oh yeah.
You
I
want
want
a
a
what?
White Claw can, so I'm a White Claw can, so I'm making one.
Oh,
This is a
nice.
terrible model. I'm gonna make one better than this. I'm actually gonna paint it in substance and everything and make it look good.
Oh, hell yeah. Gilly says, when will physics be implemented? I would imagine early next year. early next year is when we'll probably have physics. Because right now, for this November and December, we're working really hard on trying to get that MTC experience up and running, as well as now working on the brand new UI. So I would imagine we might get phys like maybe around like February or March, hopefully. Is it gonna make me have to unsub then sub? It must be something with Twitch subbing and it not showing up in the channel. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't. How is the camera controlled? Oh, I can show that off a little bit if you want. Because that's something kind of cool. Because this is our Twitch streaming camera, or just a general streaming camera. You could even record with OBS using it. And I'll hide my private UI and show it on a third-person perspective. Or not third person, but first person. So what I do is I have this whole entire UI that nobody else can see unless I render it to where other people can see it. I can also see the Twitch chat all right here. And then to control the camera, I can switch from smooth POV, third person, group, world, or manual. I can either take photos, I can hide the lasers. I can also switch to different perspectives as a different user. So like, let's say if I wanted to switch to outsider's perspective, it switches to his.
Well, you're gonna have to.
Or if I wanted to switch to Aegis's perspective, I could switch to his perspective. So I have a lot of control over different perspectives inside of here through the camera. And you can also change their voice options right down there as well. Hopefully that answered your question. It's very easy to access it too. You just go to Tools and then Camera and Streaming. And it should be this one right here. And that's what that does.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We need one of Carol and you.
Is Danny probably gonna make you a puppet? I don't know. I'll have to see.
Well, you have to have one. I mean, you know, you can't have all four of those people and not have me. I mean.
Well, there's your next model to do. Danny.
Well, we don't have that many people on the team, so it's only like literally 2 more puppets. Here. Well, Danny's on the stream.
Hi, Danny.
that makes it easier.
Oh,
yeah, there you
Jesus.
go. We know we already have a puppet right now. Start talking.
Okay, I'll just talk. Hi.
Okay, very good.
Am I normal again?
Outsider, I don't know. I mean, if I guarantee you, if you have a puppet of yourself, I'm gonna do some funny shit with that. And I'm gonna you'll probably turn into some sort of meme. Are you okay with that? Just like the Avali characters? Okay.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, right?
Yeah. What is the end goal of Neos VR? The end goal is to make the most amazing virtual universe that anyone could create anything all with inside of it. That's basically our end goal. And allow people to have all of the form of creation and, you know, experience of being able to build just all within here. Like, I imagine one day there will be a day where people can be sculpting inside of here. People can be making models inside of here from scratch. People can be scripting with multitudes of different scripting. So there's a lot that's in our ideas for what we want for our angle. But even when we reach those points, we still want to even push it farther. Like, we want the most realistic VR experience possibly imaginable, because, you know, really getting that immersion set. And, you know, it's when the hardware gets better, we'll always have an update for the hardware that's out for consumers. And that's a very
Trying to
important
support
thing.
as much hardware as we can.
Yeah. So if, you know, stuff like eye tracking or mouth tracking or full finger tracking or whole body tracking starts coming about, we'll have implementation of that for the hardware side, as well as foveated rendering.
Okay. I've done some bug fixes to the chat logics. Rizal, can you try again? See if the commands work now.
Try to bullify my head, Rosilio.
This is crooked.
Uh-oh.
Or even pizza.
Increase your Steam VR to fix that.
Yeah, try something out.
You know, sometimes the
It doesn't seem
Oh.
like it worked.
shifted a little bit.
That's really weird. Like,
I've never tried shifting through that, but it happens when my headset gets unplugged.
I'm not sure.
You can set a controller on the floor and then
that's strange.
that fix.
I already
Oh.
did that. That didn't fix
But
it.
see, I think it's only Resilio because Snooper can do
I
it.
did that.
Yeah, that's really weird. Like, for some reason, it's just not receiving anything for Azilla.
Hmm.
Can you try the wall command?
Yeah, try doing WoW Resilio, like the exploits from WoW, to see if it is just for subscription ones. Okay, so yeah, for some reason it's only
works.
subscription ones that aren't working for him.
Mm. Weird.
That I'm not sure of.
Odd.
I'll be right back.
Not sure. I'm just gonna sit right up here on this ledge and look down upon all the peoples.
Sure.
I didn't kill him, I swear.
Well, explain this.
No.
Looks awesome, but when more people come here, it will get toxic. How do you guys deal with that?
Shitting right now. He's
What's to say it's gonna get toxic? That's a pretty negative outlook.
It looks kind of like
Um,
sticking through the floor.
But how we're going to deal with it, we're not going to deal with any of that. It's going to be the users that are going to be dealing with that because the users will have the permission and the control to be able to deal with that.
Flawless.
If you don't like what's going on inside of your world, you kick them. Just like if somebody was in a Discord call and you don't like what's going on, you kick them. It's as simple as that.
You lose tracking a little bit there.
I glitched in the matrix.
Pretty much, we want the community to self-regulate itself.
Yeah,
Say, if, like,
self-regulation.
for example, YouTube, if they're responsible for every
Unless-
single video,
Unless
That
it,
is
the
unfair.
only
It's
time that we would get
impossible.
involved if it was something of very severe malicious intent, and if the user is
or illegal.
Yeah, or illegal. If somebody is continually doing illegal activities within Neos or any malicious intent onto other users, they will be locked down into a private world to where only they will be able to invite their own friends, but they would never be able to join on other people. So it's not like a permanent ban, but it's basically kind of like a house arrest inside of Neos. So they'd be locked away in their local world or their home world. Or the worlds that they do up, but they would not be able to join on other people or join on other friends' worlds if they are, you know, banned. But I think the community right now is so small that when it does get more people, I really don't think that there's gonna be even the people who are quote unquote, you know, people would consider like they've kind of actually changed their personality for them being inside of Neos and for them doing stuff in here. So I have a lot of hope that Neos is going to have a lot more amazing people inside of here, because already the people inside of here are really awesome. Do you agree, Outsider?
What he said.
Yeah,
What he said.
Thanks, man. What if
To go on to what? Yeah. I was-
Wait, Sudita says it might be that founder subs are listed differently, so Neos is counting them as sub. Probably. And then Anosh says, what if somebody can make a crash gun? You can detect you can detect who made the asset. Yeah, we could have something like that.
That's what Fruits is planning on with the hard permission system.
Yeah.
Whereas if an asset, say whether it be a shader or a model or like a script that has a
Let me make out this
someone
scenario.
labels it.
You make a world when Neos is very popular and there's like thousands of people that are inside of Neos now. You're inside of a public world, but then the host of that public world only allows for friends to spawn items or friends to be able to do editing or do things inside of there. If some random user comes along with their crash gun, you would have had to add them as a friend in order for them to perform their crash gun on you. So you can have permission set like that. So if it gets to the level of where it starts getting crazy and people are starting to have all these like stupid items to just like cause a grievance, they won't be able to do anything anyways because they'll have their permissions locked down inside the world. Does it make sense?
And Prime is also right too, where it also shows in the logs. The
Yeah.
logs also in your, you can find out where the logs are in your wiki of like each log. Say if you're also going to report a bug too, I do recommend that if there's like a bug that needs to be fixed,
Yeah,
you find the
everyone
logs
who's inside this
within the
world that
wiki.
isn't on the Neos team or isn't a part of the Neos team is set as a spectator. And when you're a spectator, you can't spawn an item, you can't edit stuff inside of here, you can't grab onto stuff. So for the most part, you're just watching. You can't do anything extra than what you normally are going to do. So that's why it's even a lot more safer than something like other platforms where, you know, somebody can just do that sort of thing and it's a lot easier. Pearl Princess, yeah, Frox would take the logs and then work his magic. Yeah, that too. Yep, Frox is awesome. I really don't know why I'm sitting up here.
It's
It
perfect.
looks cool.
It looks cool, yeah.
I feel like I'm leaning against the railing a little bit.
I might be contemplating something. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, next, don't do it. Whoops, I pushed him.
Ooh, ah! No, I'm just kidding. Imagine if it did fall.
Just get up
But you
there.
can use an avatar. What if you made a crash avatar? There is a security measures. So like I said, with the hard permission system, a hard permission system would make it so then that user would not even be able to spawn particles or spawn certain stuff out of their character. It would detect that their character would have such a thing. And another nice thing is if you're really, concerned about that, you could also make it so then any person who's a spectator spawns into a specific avatar. So if you really want to have like your world to where you are for sure that some random person who's coming inside there when you do want random people coming in there, if they're set as a spectator, they will have a character that can just be, has nothing on it. Does that make sense too? So you can have, so as the person who's it's the host's objective, the person who's hosting the world, to be the moderator. And it's giving that person the power to moderate that person. Because again, that person can also kick or ban that person from that session of the world for whoever's hosting.
Really, if you guys come from like the Gary's Mod world, like there was a lot of great admin tools that were in there, and you could get down to different assets that could be spawned and stuff like that. I think we kind of, generally want to have something same amount of power. So if you come from that, you should be able to understand, what we're kind of looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can force people to join to be using a fixed avatar. But let's say if you don't want that to be the case for your friends who join, your friends will still spawn in their normal character and you'll still be able to see them. But if they're like a brand new unregistered user, and this is usually users who tend to be obnoxious, you can lock them down and make it so then they use as only a specific character or a default character. But yeah, and what Frox just said, the hard permission system will allow filtering on objects too, removing any dangerous nodes or heavy assets. So there you go. You can even set the limit to how many assets are spawned, even by your friends. So, another nice thing. I want to make a real-time show. Will that be possible? Maybe clean it afterwards? Yeah, I mean, this is live right now.
Yeah, I
and
should be able to.
you can make a show.
Yeah. It's definitely possible. I already thought it through pretty well and built assets for that goal, but never really, follow through with actually doing it. But it's totally doable.
Oh, what are you talking about? That camera room?
Yeah. So like all the screens and stuff behind you had, places where you could put up your, different video or imagery or whatever. And so
I
it's
got a video
totally
playing
doable.
downstairs too.
Mm-hmm.
Show the stream. Well, actually, the stream probably saw it earlier.
Yeah. I kind of would like to have even more so, like maybe even like flesh out that room that you were working on outside, or to have like an interview room, because later on in the streams, once we get more people in here, we can actually do interviews of specific people who are passionate about VR or just want to talk about Neos in general, or even talking with people in our community, because once we start getting into this new UI update, we want to get as much feedback as possible for how people want it to,
Actually, the room works a lot better now that the camera system's been in place with anchors for the camera, because now you could anchor your cameras in specific shots for different
Yeah, you made that room before we even had this camera system. So now I can only imagine with those new camera anchors, and you can even have them hidden. You can make it so then it looks a lot more realistic on like a control panel or something like that we could set up in there. which that would be
Yeah, you can
sick.
do nice dolly shots around with the smoothing between anchor points and stuff. So
Yeah.
there's a lot that can be done in here that gives you the ability to have live shows and actually produce something that looks really fantastic. Especially if all your users have like index controllers, and especially if they have like eye tracking and stuff like that, you can have a really great performance inside of here.
Yeah. Notch 3D says, something that I have to recognize from you guys is that you're extremely fast patching errors and vulnerabilities. Virtually every day they get updates. Oh yeah, Frox
That's the
is...
hard work of Frooks.
Yeah, Frox definitely sets up stuff every single day for making Neos better and better each and every single day. And even if there is a bug or a problem, for the most part, the next day afterwards it gets fixed. And you have to be mindful of that, because any updates that we're doing, we're not doing it in the way of like how other developers do it, because this is what normal developers would do. They would work on it in privacy. They would work on all their updates in privacy, and then they would make a big release in like 2 or 3 months, and then they would say, this is the new release, right? But for us, we just push that release immediately, and then if there's any problems with it, you can just go back to the previous build to where none of that happened. But for the most part, we just keep pushing out updates. So sometimes there might be a chance where there might be a bug or there might be something that has to get fixed, but don't worry, it's never usually permanent. It's usually just 1 or 2 days out, and then it gets fixed.
To answer Trader 1, there is a project being made in Neos that is related to kind of like a movie-esque kind of experience.
Yeah,
And
we're
that is also
working
live.
for next year. There's going to be a whole project based around the meta movie project. It's going to be called Alien, or is it Alien Escape? Or
I think it was Alien Escape.
yeah, Alien Escape. And what that is going to have, it's going to have this cool story where there will be a VIP or a person that gets guided through with all these real-time actors. So there's going to be actors that are playing this. And it's going to be kind of like, it's going to feel kind of like Dungeons and Dragons-esque, where it's going to be role play, and you're going to walk through this whole entire experience. It's going to be a lot of fun, and me and Aegis right now are working on that project. So yeah, and then
It's kind of like an escape room as well, too, in a way.
yeah. Notchel says, something out of topic, do you guys think it's possible in the future to integrate ray tracing into virtual reality? I think in the farther distance, I don't foresee it happening anytime soon with the hardware that we have, but I think maybe possibly with foveated rendering and other high optimizations, it might be possible to have it.
It does also. As soon as like Unity supports that concept, then we could start to play around with it. I mean, it's really at the 3D rendering engine level, and since we're using Unity, that's where those ties have to be made. And once they implement some kind of ray tracing capability, then that's when you'll see VR and applications start to take advantage of it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Right now, it's still too new of a technology. So
yeah, it's out of our hands in that sort of. But once it gets there, yeah, we will for sure would love to have ray tracing. Like, I want the visual fidelity of me being inside of here to be, for the most part, human resolution, like human eye resolution. But not even the headsets are at that point yet, so it's like we need to have more optimizations with that as well as other things. And TechTrader says,
To answer,
who owns this company and what's going to happen if the big dogs buy Neos VR? Big dogs are not going to buy Neos VR. We're not going to sell Neos
we're
VR.
not going to sell it.
Yeah, it's not for
No,
sale.
it's not
Not
for
even
sale.
not even for millions of dollars. We don't care. We're not going to sell our company, because I look at it in this point, if they do start inquiring about us, then we've already succeeded. If they're inquiring us about trying to buy our company, then we've already succeeded at making an amazing platform, because then they want it. So we're not gonna do that. We have already, and which that's the main reason why we're doing these Twitch streams and why we're doing all this stuff, is because it's you guys that can help us to actually continue this without us having to sell to a big corporation or company, by supporting us on the Patreon, by supporting us through, using the NCR or using that for when the time comes, because I guarantee you will be very big once we have our marketplace in here, and physics and game mechanics and all these other things that we
Creation
have.
tools.
Yeah, and the creation
and
tool.
also being able to build modules of code like Gary's mod had, where you can build your own functionalities in,
Yeah.
and even work with implementing new hardware without waiting for Froxius develop it or Neos itself to
but
get that in here. So
the main owners
that's farther
are
down the road, but
yeah, the main owners are Carol and Frox, and they want to have, for the most part, 100% of the company.
Equity.
Yeah, equity. And yeah, we do not plan at all on selling to anyone. And Blaze, I'm sure we can buy cookies through Patreon money. or Twitch donation. Those two. Those can be helpful as well, or the subscriptions, which that's why the streams are good as well. But it's nice to have it in this smaller kind of community, as well as we can be a lot more passionate about things, and we don't have to be having our necks breathed down on a company that's wanting to change stuff. So if, for example, if we were to sell this company, we would have to be at the mercy of, just some random person who's paying us every single month to do things that we really don't want to do. And they probably might be forcing us to do things that we don't want to do. I don't want to be signed into a contract of having to deal with that sort of thing, which, perfect example, Bungie and Blizzard, they broke away, right? Why? Because there was stuff going on with Activision and they didn't like it. So that's why I just got to be smart about it. And look, see, I already got my cookie. Life is good. Life is amazing just the way it is, but it can be even better.
Hi, buddy.
I have some questions on data visualization. Tech Trader says, who can I talk to in Discord?
What?
Did you get done jitting?
About data visualization?
Like a specific exclusion for Zilla for whatever reason. Can I just try a command scan, because for whatever reason, like Twitch, it doesn't report that it says he's been subscribed for 0 months. It says that he's not a subscriber, like when I received the message, so it's not triggering this other commands. I just put like a specific exclusion for him, so it should work now.
Yeah, Resilio, if you could test it out again. Also, Frox, maybe this might be a better question for you. Somebody's saying I have a question on data visualization. Who can I talk to in the Discord? Because you know what data visualization...
It's kind of like data... Yeah. It just sounds like what kind of like data visualization essentially you want to do. Is it like more like graphs, or is it more like visualizing? I can't think of anyone specific right now, because some people were experimenting with.
Yeah, I did some.
Yeah,
I remember the project with... Yeah, I mean, we did that thing where we had the kids walk through the thing and...
You can even ask that same
question
question in questions and help, or you can ask it inside of our Discord in general, and I'm sure,
Yeah. Somebody will point you to the right person.
Yeah.
There's another one, so like I'm sorry to able to help you, and I just recalled Alien in Area 51, and he also goes by Mr. Alex. He has done like some prototypes for like data visualization as well, where he would like use like a I don't know exactly how to describe it. It essentially made like visualize some like processes like in companies and databases, like where he modeled like a bunch of like stack cubes. So he could definitely help you as well. And it was like working with like an interface.
It really depends on what your data is and what you want to... Yeah, circuitry. It really all depends on the data and what you're trying to accomplish.
Circuitry is
it should be accomplished.
He's been like working with other people essentially to make like visualizations for blockchains and such.
Yeah.
There you go. Couldn't recall even one person, and now we have 3.
Yeah. Sorry, I was sending off messages. And yeah, our Discord is discord.gg/neosvr, which we also have the link of it down our Twitch. So these animations can be imported into 3D app like Blender. Well, you're importing the animation inside of here. You're not making an animation within Neos and then exporting it. You're bringing in an animation. At least, but that might not be forever. We might have a thing to where we could have animations be created out inside of here. Such as, like, one thing that I would like is, like, you could actually use body movement and have that be a recorded animation or something like that. But to have it export, I'm not too sure. Oh. How am I standing right here?
It's something we would like to do like in the future. It's like to be able essentially to use Neos as a production tool. And you can already export 3D models. And you can also export like images. But for animation, essentially what we're probably going to do first is essentially animation workflow within Neos. So probably like a timeline where you can like sequence events, you can like sequence audio, you can synchronize everything like together. and you could like even keyframe essentially like animations. And at that point, it'd be essentially a matter of writing an exporter, so like something that takes the representation of the animation in Neos and converts it to whatever like format you need, like for example exporting an MPX file
I need to turn
or
on my lights.
GLTF2.
So what's the optimal number of trackers? The most that you can have right now is up to 8 different trackers. So you have elbows, knees, feet, hips, chest, and yeah, that's about it.
We have someone here who is using all 8 trackers.
Yeah.
Actually.
Reactant has 8 trackers as well as you can the tracking point from others.
And you can also have like more, but like not using them for full bodies. Like essentially Neos will show as many trackers as essential as you have in your system.
Yeah.
But I guess they can be like mapped directly to the full body avatar.
Yeah. Right now I'm only using 3. Also, thank you Stormpaw for the follow.
Thank you for.
Very much appreciated.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, the more follows that we get closer to, the more we can get our 1,000 goal. And right when we get our 1,000 goal, we'll have a whole bunch of Neos merch on the store, and we'll give out free Neos merch to our followers and subscribers, and anybody who's on here, and we'll be like a little contest. So that should be fun.
Woo, that sounds like fun.
You get Neos shirt, Neos hat, Neos whatever, as well as we're still having those we're still having those tokens made out as well, right? The Neos extra life tokens.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones will be really cool. I can't wait for that.
Mm.
But yeah, trackers, like right now, I have 3 on, and to be honest with you, 3 is just fine. But if you really want to have that extra level immersion, you could also get the elbows, which adds another depth to
I'd
it.
probably do elbow and chest trackers because this avatar is really not good for me.
This is only extra life I need.
Oh,
This is my extra life.
a quarter?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Neosphere cookies, please. I'll buy your whole stash. See, it's a lot easier to put your branding on a shirt and a coffee mug than it is to put it on an edible item. If there's a website that we can make our own custom cookies and we could sell it and we could have it linked out to Twitch, by all means, send me a link and we will try to make Neos cookies, because I would probably buy them myself.
You could ask Veer. He works at he makes cookies.
He makes cookies? Okay.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
like
buddy.
factory cookies?
My tracking.
No, the bakery. He works at bakery.
No. We're not gonna be baking out frickin' cookies. This isn't frickin' grandma's house.
I want to bake
He'll
Neos
know how
cookies.
to make a cookie.
Just
I will
because
make
somebody works at a
Neos
bakery doesn't mean that they're gonna be
frosted
able to make
cookies, and I will
thousands
send
upon
them.
thousands of cookies if that's the case.
I'm just saying like you can make a nice cookie.
That's like saying somebody who works at a gas station is able to provide you with the gas, or like they know the
He
people
makes the
from.
cookies. He makes the designs.
Okay.
He didn't say that he wanted to make a nice cookie.
Yeah, watch it look like this
Oh my
fucked
God.
up this fucked up cookie with icing that just has like a Neos logo that's trying to be put on it, and it's just like looks all squished and squashed.
What?
No,
I was
you
thinking-
gotta do it
I want, like,
with the right stuff.
I was thinking like a shortbread cookie or something like that, or like a gingerbread
Yeah.
cookie that's like thin and it has like the Neos logo on it, but it's like that'd be
It's
like a
nice
factory.
personal.
I tell you what I want. I want a donut with the Neos logo on it.
A
Dude, I
donut.
want that
That has like the
Hey,
Neos logo.
we might as well
Yeah.
just make a
And then
Neos
it's
bakery.
Yeah,
This
orange
is-
tree frosted.
This is what you guys can work our way up towards.
Uh-huh.
Like Neos has our whole entire goal has been make a digital universe so then we can make a bakery in real life. Obviously.
God, this is it.
Yes.
Woohoo!
totally
We're getting
cool.
there,
We're
guys.
getting there. Now, heading up in life, making our own bakery, before you know it, we'll be on the Food Network. It'll be great. Sugar cookies with
We'll make the
frosting.
cookie
Yeah, that
verse.
too. Yeah, sugar cookie with frosting. I don't know, sugar cookies with frosting, they're always like those kind of like cookies that get me like sick. You know, like those really soft ones, and they like are artificial as crap. And they're like, those ones are gross.
House cookies?
Those
Yeah,
cookies.
I experience cookies.
They-
Well, here's
they
the
are
Cookie
awful.
Master right here.
Hello.
Yeah, he's the
I'm gonna
baker.
make nice cookies.
Lofthouse cookies.
Ozzy says clearly this is how you get that mad dough who needs a Patreon when you got cookies. Get it mad dough because we're baking stuff and
Give me a
yeah.
box of them.
No, they're gross. They have a shelf life of 120 days.
Okay, so the best cookies, in my opinion, are, of course, top of the list is chocolate chip cookies. And then you also have the gingerbread cookies. I really like gingerbread. Shortbread cookies are awesome. What else? What other kind of cookies are really good? I like
chocolate chip or chocolate chunk?
I already said chocolate chip. Chocolate chunk is good, or even those whole chocolate cookies.
Double chocolate.
Yeah, double chocolate chip.
Chocolate,
Yes.
Double chocolate chip
double
cookies are
chocolate
great.
is good. The chocolate chunk are definitely.
There's
my
also
favorite.
those sugar and cinnamon
Make us
cookies. The cinnamon
double
cookies.
chocolate Neos cookies with the Neos logo on it.
Ooh.
Is there such thing as cookie dough cookies?
That's cookie dough. That's cookie.
It's literally cookie dough with little bits of cookie dough in it.
They make
It's like ice cream.
bubblegum flavored bubblegum.
They
Oh my gosh, they're my favorite. It's such a. Wait, how's it pronounced? The animated shorts on YouTube.
do not
Yes,
eat raw
yeah.
cookie dough. That's gross. I know it tastes delicious, but don't eat that. It's like you might as well
Just
just
remove
you
the
might as
eggs.
well, that's what I mean. Like
that's
they're-
nice,
they
the
they
best.
actually sell now cookie dough that does not have the eggs in it. But think about it this way, you
Why would you do that?
why would you do
Specifically so you can eat it.
yeah, so you can eat the cookie dough raw.
Yeah. Didn't they have like a?
Because some people are freaks
raw
like that.
or
Like that's
cookie
what
dough you can
that's
get?
what it's meant for.
Without the eggs.
It's also the same thing that pisses me off when people put cup of soups inside of the microwave when it clearly states on the cup, do not microwave the cup. It's,
Oh, God,
it's a
yeah.
styrofoam cup.
Oh no,
Drinking
Oh
plastic.
my gosh.
they have paper ones.
Outsider, don't say, oh
styrofoam,
my
whatever
gosh, I know
styrofoam's
you
made
fucking
of.
done that shit multiple times.
No, I don't eat that shit, so I
Okay,
don't
okay,
do
good.
that.
Okay, good. No, I'm serious. There was somebody's stomach who was pumped afterwards, and they found all
Oh,
these bits of
God.
styrofoam,
Now we just need the
and they
Neos
ate
logo.
like a cup
Ugh.
of soups for a while. So if that's not enough of a scare story, you know,
I
do
mean,
you want styrofoam
the
in
guys
your
that used to
stomach?
work with at the TV station, there was
It's-
literally one guy,
three,
he would eat a cup of soup every day.
It's gonna blast fast out.
Literally, he had them on it back in the back on a shelf, and like he had his own kitchen back there. And all it was a fucking flat of those things.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what
Dude,
people
every day.
It's really easy. All you have to do, if you really do want to have a cup of soup, I don't eat cup of soups, but if you really do, just get like a Keurig, get hot water, and pour the hot water in. Done. And then just let it sit.
Oh yeah.
The water's hot enough. What?
Yeah,
Are you
this
pointing at
cookie,
Blaze?
this cookie,
You can
this
also
cookie,
use
this
it
cookie
on-
flavor thing reminds me of this.
I think Blaze makes me want to watch this video. I'm concerned.
I baked you
I
a
brought
pie.
some.
Oh boy, what flavor? Pie flavor.
Shit's dope. It's pie flavor.
I think what might be another that gives me kind of a good idea. What might be like a good idea, because I see some other streamers do this, is they watch random videos. As long as they're not like copywritten videos, like I think that would be a fun idea of just like being Neos and watching different YouTube videos that people link to us.
Or maybe go down a trip, maybe lane and look into
I don't have any floppy ears to pet like you
You know
do.
how like
I can
Shimon
still
does
stream
this
on
thing
the
where
stream.
if someone does like a super chat, they can send like a video.
Tech
and
Trader
the streamer
asks,
watches the video.
where are all you
We can
guys
do that
located? We're
here.
located in multiple different areas. Outsider is in California. I'm in Washington State. Frox is in the
Me too.
Czech Republic, or Soviet Russia. No, I'm just kidding. He's not.
What?
He's not. He's not in Soviet Russia. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
Soviet Russia.
Soviet
He's
Russia.
Russian boy.
I'm joking with you, Frox. So you know you're not Russian. And then where's Aegis? Where's Aegis? Frox and Frox and Frox and Carol. Frox and Carol are in the same area, and they're in the Czech.
USSR.
Yeah. Oh no! I think I made him angry.
Oh wait, remember the quote that I
That's a
made?
typical Russian response to anger.
I just record my Kalashnikov.
I mean, I feel like the Russian military is doing stuff right because they're actually buying like full bodysuit armor. Like it's looking like something out of Half-Life. Like they have even like the bulletproof head plate armor and everything. It's like crazy. I kind of want full body armor as well. I don't. I would probably never use it, but I don't know. I just feel like that would be nice to have. Then I can go to the grocery store without having to worry. This is Merp. I'm liking this Friday stream. It's been fun so far. Plus, I get to have my old buddy back here.
Aww. It's good to see you, bud. Ow!
Oh, did you just hit something? Aw.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackin, for the love. Where have you been, Jackin? I haven't seen you in a long time as well. But that's understandable. People have been playing like all these sorts of like different games as of recently, and that's cool. I respect that. We're all gamers here. I joined the world, but I'm currently eating pizza, and the world is limited and is being mean to me. Yeah, the world, we set a limit to it because we don't want to have too many people in the world. Otherwise, it can be laggy.
And you can have pizza here.
I was actually thinking, should we go over the essentially the announcement that we just released about the asset variant system? Because we haven't covered it yet. So.
Wait, what do you want to talk about?
Well, the announcement essentially that we just made, because we have made improvements like the asset variant system. Now essentially it's mostly like finished for fixtures.
Okay.
And we also have like other announcements to go over.
Then let me put the camera on you, and then you can talk about the updates that were made to the asset variant system. Because we talked about the asset variant system before and like what it entails on our last stream. So if you didn't catch or our stream before that on Friday's last stream. So if you didn't
No, this is new.
This is some. Yeah, I know this is something that's new. So that's why I'm gonna let you talk about it. So, floor is yours. Camera's on you.
So essentially, like the main thing is, hold on, joysticks a little bit glitchy. So essentially, like one of the things that we have just announced is Neos has now the asset variant system, and what it is, it's essentially a system which takes all the assets you have uploaded. And it computes variants of them, like versions of the assets that can be optimized for whatever device you're running, for whatever your PC device configuration is, and also based on like bandwidth. And right now, essentially, it focuses on textures. So essentially, all textures in Neos, they take all of them take either. Oh, it's saying that voices on the.
Well, it's either we're in Shout, but Shout doesn't cover for the fact of it not being in broadcast. Here, I'm just gonna set you as broadcast, and then you can continue to talk.
Okay. Hold on, I'm for some reason freezing though. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, Zach is the first one.
No. Hold on. Do you mind actually if I restart first?
Yeah, sure. Do your thing, my dude.
I have something on me. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay, Frox will be right back, and we'll talk about the asset variant system as well as probably include a lot of essentials. Or something like that. Would it be a proper VR game without technical issues? Oh, wouldn't be a proper technical game without VR issues. Well, yeah. Wouldn't be any game without technical issues. Name a single game that doesn't have any sort of bug or any sort of glitch or any sort of anything. Name one. I guarantee.
Pong.
Huh?
Pong.
I don't know. There still could be. No, but there might be an issue that you don't know that, Zyro. There might have been times where people have played the game of Pong and it glitched on them. You can't be certain about that.
Yeah, but it could be a technical issue with the wiring.
I accidentally fell.
Game's code, though.
Maybe.
I was gonna say I thought there was issues in the original game of Pong.
I can only hear my left ear at the moment, so it's very strange to be in VR with that, though I can still know where audio is coming from, surprisingly well. Oh, yeah.
That's great. We're buddies. I've been having earaches, so my right ear's been screwed up for the last 2 days. And then the days before that, my left was all screwed up, so... I totally know how it feels. And it's driving me
Don't
nuts.
fall reactant.
Oh, that's actually making me nervous. Oh my god.
Well, I know what's
Oh,
going
jeez, okay.
Oh no,
I'm in fly mode.
It's all time. So, okay. It still messes with me though. Get the heart rate up though. It's fine.
You know what? Actually, in that regard, why not? We could absolutely just make a game for full room VR, where the floor is literally lava.
Oh, I was gonna say, what about a tightrope?
If a collision box touches the
Grand
lava,
Canyon.
you're sent back to the beginning.
Imagine.
Actually,
Sounds like Games and Garry's mod.
yeah, I think I might have found a game that might have no
Yeah.
glitches.
Uh-oh.
The original calculator for Windows 7.
Oh my god, get out.
Banned. Banned. Oh, Twitch shuts the way.
There's Riggs.
Returned.
Welcome back, Frox.
What did I do?
Sorry for that. When we
You're
were
okay.
started raising, I had like it's actually related to the update because we have the asset variant system, and what it does is essentially right now it recompresses all the textures, and essentially it compresses them into formats that are much more performant, use a lot less video memory, and are much faster to load. And we essentially have like this utility that compresses all the textures in the cloud. And usually, like, when I go to sleep, I run it on my main computer that uses my processing power. And essentially, there was just a big batch of assets that started processing on my computer, and I started like dropping to like 2 frames per second because the utility it takes all your CPU. So I'm like, no wonder I'm freezing. So
Absolutely, love games.
So essentially, it is one of the things about the asset variant system is it takes everything that was uploaded and essentially it can compute much more optimized versions of the assets for everything that's already submitted. So as a creator, you don't have to do anything. Essentially, everything's already processed for you. And we're focusing on textures. So in this version, so essentially they get compressed into formats that are native either for like a PCVR, like or general like PC desktop. Those are formats called BC1 and BC3. And now, which is the new part, we have support for the mobile devices, and they use a compression format called ETC2. And so essentially it means like all the textures they compress into formats that are either optimized for PC or they're optimized for mobile devices. And one of the big parts of porting the system to mobile was writing a custom system that essentially completely bypasses Unity and uploads the textures directly to the GPU through OpenGL. And as a result, now essentially on our Quest build and also on the Android build, you can on the Quest build essentially this is a big optimization because mobile devices, they have very low memory and very low video memory, and they also have very low memory bandwidth. So essentially rendering textures in the raw data in the raw format, it's very expensive. And also going through Unity, that has extra overhead. It just like anytime we wanted to load like any of the more complex worlds, even though like they're designed for desktop, it would crash the Oculus Quest. Now with the new asset variant system, it's able to essentially, both the textures take a lot less space, either like 8 times less space or 4 times less space. And they are much more efficient to load as well. So essentially, if you go to the Quest build now, which is available to our Patreon supporters right now, you can load some worlds that would previously just crash. Worlds that are designed actually for desktop. One of the examples is that we tried this Virgin Island, for example. Before, if you try to load it, it would just crash the quest, it would run out of memory. The loading process itself would just make it grind to halt. Now, essentially, it loads and even runs at 40 frames per second. And that's a world designed for PC, not for the Quest. So essentially, as a variant system, it offers huge improvements for memory usage, for loading times, and also improves the rendering time because the GPU doesn't need to transfer as much data while it's rendering the world. Other of the benefits is that during the loading process, it has lower latency. So essentially, the texture it's split into like different resolution levels. And what Neos does, it essentially loads the low resolution version first, and you immediately see a result. And then while it's downloading the higher and higher resolution, essentially the texture, you'll see the texture progressively getting sharper and sharper, getting like more and more detail. Before, essentially, you'd have to wait for everything to load, like the entire texture at the all levels, before anything will show up. So it helps in this case as well. And it not only works for everything that was already submitted on EOS, everything that essentially you create, let's say if I like take a photo, essentially the system will kick in, and you essentially see this much sooner than you would before. And I'm not sure if it's like too visible on the stream, but you can sort of see this texture sort of getting progressively sharper, because as my computer is computing the optimized versions, it's immediately like streaming them to other users within the world, and it's also immediately like loading them on my end. So essentially it lowers the overall latency of the texture loading.
Yep.
So
Sorry.
that's pretty much like the main thing like of the asset variant system. We'll see. Essentially now we're essentially testing how it works like on the Oculus Quest, see like if there are like any issues to deal with, and if it needs like any bug fixes. We did a bunch of fixes because one of the problems some people are having is it would crash their GPU drivers. For example, actually next like had one of those issues. There are like a few others as well. So those should be fixed now. There are also some improvements. For example, the default compression settings, they would produce like these blocky artifacts and textures. And recently we had a problem where you would lose alpha channel. But essentially those are fixed, and now the textures are being recompressed. Sometimes you might need to like load the world a few times before like, it fetches the new recompressed version. But it essentially allows like the system to evolve. So whenever we do some improvements, whenever we introduce like a new compression algorithm or some new form of optimization, we can take all existing assets and just reprocess them again. And that way, like all content that's submitted to Neos, it stays relevant, and it essentially stays up to date in a way, like in the technical sense. So that's like I think the gist of like the asset variant system. I'm not sure where next went. Oh, there it is.
Hey.
So.
Well, cool.
There are like questions I would like to answer as well.
Yep, and that's kind of like the update that's been done out, where Frox is talking about for the asset variant system.
I have a question.
Oh, what's your question, Zyro?
Oh, nice.
So, will there ever be graphic settings to Neos, for instance, turning off ambient occlusion or sharpening, or anything like that?
Yes, yeah, that is planned. So essentially for that, that's a different system. So what needs to be designed first is a way for each world like to communicate what kind of rendering settings it wants. And essentially it will tell like the rendering file of Neos essentially how it should be configured. And essentially as part of that, you will be able to like adjust the settings. So let's say if you're a creator of a world, what you'll be able to do is, for example, say in this world I don't want ambient occlusion at all. Or you can, for example, say in this world ambient occlusion is optional. Or it can be bloom as well, or it can be like the shadow distance, or it can be like the far clipping. And let's say if you're making an experience that's, for example, dependent on the effects. Let's say, like for example, you make like some artistic like installation, and you really need a bloom because, for example, it masks some kind of like visual effect, or it has like actually some like functional purpose in our experience. You'll be able to say this world, no matter what the user settings are, this world needs bloom. That we essentially have the flexibility to use the effects that you need, but also the users have flexibility to essentially override when possible.
Yeah, so we will have graphical settings within Neos that will be able to change ambient occlusion and change the graphical settings to tone it down for people who want a lower end or people who want higher end for their graphics or what they're able to handle, which will be really nice.
I should mention it's like the asset variant system, it actually plays into the settings as well, because it also computing like variants of the textures. And let's say like you produce content, you upload 8K textures. But most people don't need 8K, so by default they can, for example, download 4K. And since somebody has an even lower end computer, so essentially what you could do in the settings is say, I only want like a lower resolution texture, I want like half the original resolution. And essentially the system can efficiently load the low resolution version without having to download the original texture. And same can be done for other assets files, so it can be done, for example, for audio. So let's say somebody uploads like a FLAC file, and those can be pretty big, but you have a low network bandwidth. This variant system, it's essentially capable of taking the data and recompressing it into at various bit rates, and essentially based on what your settings are and what your connection is, it can pick a different quality version. So that way, it's a way of like giving the system even more flexibility for settings and for users to picking whatever kind of like quality settings they want for different types of content.
Awesome. Also, can somebody change the lighting inside of here so it isn't so red? It's making the quality inside of here look.
It's the skybox.
Yeah, I know it's the
Yeah, it's
skybox. Somebody picked the hell one. Could you make it like yeah? Thank you. Much better. Helps wake me up. Especially when Frox is talking. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what you need? You need coffee. Somebody coffee next. But nobody tried the coffee command.
Oh yeah, can somebody give me a cup of coffee? I need some caffeine.
Yeah, caffeine time.
Yeah, type !, coffee, next one.
I'll put a coffee in my hand. Is it not working? Oh, it's only for subscribers. So a subscriber has to give me the coffee. Oh, I think coffee gave one to Frox.
Well, you get it.
No, it's stuck on you, boy.
No, it's yours now.
Oh, thank you. Now I got coffee.
No.
I might drink coffee.
Reactant has a question in the chat.
Yeah,
Right.
get a cup of Joe. There you go.
I would
Yeah, I would like
live
some
and
too,
taste
but
tracking.
it's
So the thing is, like,
still-
we a while back essentially introduced like
If someone
the
chooses
eye tracking, so like this is support for Vive Pro Eye, and we actually inquired HTC to get like their lip tracking module. But the problem is we haven't heard it from them like back, and I've been talking like to one of the developer relations, and they have like a really few of these. At least from what I heard, like they have very few of these units. So I'm not really sure right now what the availability is. But like the moment I get like my hands
nice.
like on any kind of a hardware, I'm putting it on nails. Like this is definitely something I want to have.
I think
There's
for the most
thing-
part,
there's
Facebook
another-
or not, well, Facebook, Oculus, either or, they're working on their own facial tracking solution, and it seemed really good from the last time that they showed it, like for the puffed cheeks and the, you know, facial
I'm
movement.
starting to get,
There's one thing essentially that's also like we're looking into, and that's using the iPhone for essential facial tracking.
Oh, that's a
But
good
the
one.
problem with that one is like it doesn't combine with virtual reality. Like you cannot use it and use VR at the same time. So it's very low priority right now, essentially, because it wouldn't like benefit like people like using Neos like this. It might open up some
Fuzzy
interesting
Fox, I
options,
think
like
it does work
using
for
Neos as
Vive and Pro.
Yeah, like I'm not sure like about the device itself, but like if it like is the data. I think that they actually have like the Vive Pro Eye. It has the eye tracking like built in, but there's like a new tracker that you can like put into your old headset. But I definitely like check their website like to make sure like
I
There's
really
compatibility
hope they
with
do
your
it for
headset.
the index.
Yeah.
yeah, it would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you could put the whole point of the module is so then you could put it into the original Vive or just a regular Vive Pro or what have you not. But for me, I'm using an index. Hopefully the index will have its own form of eye tracking in the future, just integrated in the headset, or they could have their own module. I expect them probably just making a different headset though, and having it to have eye tracking and not making a module, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I can wait. Me personally.
I even like said like tracking would like switch to that headset, but like this is one of the major reasons I'm using the Vive Pro myself is because like it's kind of surprising how much the eye tracking can add like in terms of realism, because when I go Like for example, looking like in the mirror, it feels weird now. Like when the avatar's eyes don't react, like they don't do what my actual eyes are doing.
Mine,
So
Yeah.
I hope like it also becomes standard in the future.
Somebody got zooped. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah, it follows my
I think
eyes.
it's using it as well.
I mean, when I look in the mirror, it follows my eyes perfectly. It's just there's a very slight delay that you notice, but that's it. It's really amazing. I think just being able to see your eyes like that, the immersion that adds to the game.
That's better.
Yeah, I
So,
think
well,
the
just
Zoop
get
is
used to it.
is the Zoop subscriber only? I don't think the Zoop is.
I don't think this. But we need to
You
be in
got
physical
my name
mode.
incorrect.
Need to be
Oh,
working.
My
yeah,
name's
yeah.
not right.
Oh yeah, you spell
Oh,
outsider
I
with
guess it's
a
a
with
zero.
you spell outsider with an O. It's spelled with a 0. It's zero outsider. Zero. Should I just call you zero outsider from now on? Outsider. Outsider.
Maybe we should make like one of those
Zero
custom name
outsider.
tags where the 0 has like that dash in front.
No, don't. No, it must look like an O every time.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Thanks. It's
Let's
my
just
tail.
Name it.
And I'll smack you with it.
Oh, boy.
Smack, smack, smack. Smack, smack, smack.
Made fellows come out of it.
I've literally been in
Yeah.
Gary's mud maps where people are, like the admins are trying to ban me, and that took them like a good minute to figure out what my name was.
That's a good projection.
Wow, weird flex, but okay, outsider. Weird flex.
Deal with it. Deal with it.
Deal with it. Here, wait, let me do my smooth TV so I can see. Here, wait, put the glasses back and like you gotta, like, yeah,
Oh, oh,
Other
And then you guys
commands,
Deal with it.
capital
yeah, thanks.
Key sensitive.
Perfect. Love it.
I don't think they should be kings.
We have some more announcement. Essentially, we should like
Here,
also
let's
go over-
let's come down here so we're not ledging it, and then we can. Okay, thanks, Leon. Thanks for pizzaing everybody before you go to work.
I don't have pizza.
Did somebody change the sky
Thank
environment
you.
again? I swear it feels different again. Oh, maybe it's just because it's like from up there.
Your turn next. Move.
My turn move? Oh, we're playing chess now. Okay, fine. I guess we can answer questions while playing chess.
Yes.
Oh, good thing I went to fly.
Hold on.
No, don't do
Problem
that.
solved.
No, bring it back down here.
Change the gravity.
Somebody's gonna gravity flip us again, anyways.
I'll just play from upside down. It's fine. I can-
You'll play from upside down.
We get it.
Oh my gosh.
Also, that's your beer is like.
Love you, Leon.
Wait, what?
having a
Look,
thing.
this beer. Look at this.
Next, put it on cider.
Okay, wait.
It's being affected by gravity.
Yeah, I got a good
Gotta
angle.
move
No, it's gone.
Oh no, we can't see it.
Okay, so
That's
let me
good.
put it back on my perspective, and then we'll make it kind of. Oh, look at that pizza shot. Beautiful. Okay, so that should be good right about there. And what we'll do is, do you want to actually bring the chat over here, Frux, the one that's over there, so then other people can see the chat, and then we can have questions answered, as well as we can play a game of chess. Okay, so outsider went. I will move. Where's the light on? Here, that's better. Sorry, it's just kind of hurting my eyes. Is that fine for you, outsider? The light being
Mhm,
on?
that's fine.
Okay. Nobody touched the pieces. I think I'm gonna go. Oh wait, no, I don't want to move there. That's my move.
Some more announcements. I should I go over. Should we like go over there now while I play, or should we go later?
What else did you want to announce?
Well, there are essentially the two community highlights in the update. So one of them is actually SHR, which is the Sydney Human Research Factor. They've been essentially using NEOS for a really long time to make like various like educational and training applications. And next week they're preparing for event which is I forget the exact name of it. Is essentially like a festival for inclusion. And what I want to talk about is essentially how VR and even like Neos specifically can help like people who have various like challenges, like they have like some form of anxiety, they have for example death, or even like any other like disability, and essentially they found like some way for VR to help them. So essentially, if you have like any story that you'd like to share, you can contact Professor like Hamish. He goes like by SHR on our Discord, and you can like share him, essentially share your story with him, and he could like use it for the event. The story is also a bit anonymized, so that's something I wanted to like put in because they've been like helping us a lot, help like Neos essentially get more into like educational area.
Yeah, the stuff that they're doing at the University of Sydney with using Neos has just been incredible. Toxist, thank you so much for the follow, man. Or girl. Thanks.
Thank you.
You move?
I moved my pawn from here to here. Did you make a move other than
Gotcha. I only moved the damn it, I can't remember the name right
that?
now.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's still your move.
Alright. Okay.
Maybe smooth POV would be a little bit better so you guys can see the chessboard a little bit more. There we go.
As I said, the other thing was oh, that's nice lighting. There was one more thing is that Medra, he's been like hosting creator jams for the past half year essentially. They're like on the creator jam 24 now. And these are like really cool events where essentially people like get together and they always have some kind of theme, and they just build together in Neos. And it's actually like something cool. Like if you're like interested in VR world building, you should definitely come and check out some of the creator jams. And he's also currently putting up a trailer for the creator jam. He could like use help from people in the community. So if you go on our Discord, go like into the meetups channel, you can essentially find his message with details. And I think you can still like use the help. Definitely come check out like the creator jams. They're every Sunday, so there's a script one.
Yep,
So
Medra hosts out a creators jam every Sunday, early in the morning, probably around like 12 PST, 12 p.m. PST.
Whoops.
Did you already go outsider?
I moved the bishop. This one here.
Oh, that one right there? Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. I think I will go. Yeah, I'll just check that piece for right now. First blood. Okay.
Yep.
Remember when we made like a little bed or something, or like a little couch on one of the rooks? Rooks.
Please.
And like a TV and everything, just on the rook.
Yes. That's fun.
Oh, you had the picture still?
Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice move.
Wait,
Not bad.
we could all be individual chess pieces. We just need more people.
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
really, you could. Maybe once we get once we get Neos incredibly more optimized, then sure, maybe. People
I mean, we'll all be having the
have
same
been
kind of
pieces before.
avatar.
Yeah. But it's not. That's
So-
not you. You know that's not what it's about. It's more about connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I squeaking?
No, you sound fine, man.
Okay, good.
Huh.
The dog
Your
my
dog
door
is
squeaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up. Actually, it's my roommate's dogs, and they're upset.
Where to go?
Oh,
Where
let
to
'em out.
go?
Sure, hold on.
I think I will move right here. Oh wait, no, I don't want to move there. Right there. There you go. That's my move. Let's do it.
No, it's not probable.
Also, anybody that's in chat, if you have more questions, please don't be afraid to ask, because we got me and Frox here. That's what this stream is mostly for. Okay. Now where do I want to go?
You can also talk a little bit like
You
about
vanished
essentially
from-
about the UI overhaul, because that's essentially the thing that we're gonna be doing next.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the UI overhaul. That's my move.
Oop. No, I got the back.
What are you doing to my chess piece?
That's my move.
You're improving it.
Updating it.
That's very interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. What will be the winner gets as a reward here in chess right now? I don't know. What is the winner gonna
Neo's
get?
cookie.
I will get the yeah, Neo's cookie. Yeah, that's what I'll get. Outsider will get a Neo's cookie, and I will just get more satisfaction of beating him again. That's all that I need. But where do you have inspectors open? That's oh, thanks.
Oh, just quick.
Love you guys too. Okay. I shall move.
There we go.
I have 20 seconds per move. I'm joking.
Yeah, right.
You have 20 seconds for me.
That's my move.
Are you doing what I think you're doing?
Yes.
I know what he was doing a minute ago.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck that move.
You're like, nah,
No,
fuck it.
fuck that move.
You're like, yeah, I kind of have a horse there, my dude.
You can sit here. Click on the cube.
Interesting, interesting.
Thanks. Just gonna pause it. Okay, that's good. Oh, sure, I got this. Yeah, I'm gonna sit there.
That's my move.
I'm gonna sit there.
He added a chair to the
Give me
You have
just
the most
1 second. I will be right back. Let me just set the camera on.
quick.
Do you want me to take over?
No. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second.
real quick.
Yes.
I'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's sit there.
What? Don't touch his shit.
It's just.
You know, he'll review this the footage.
You seem to hate that shit. Now I'm bleeding. I just need some cocaine.
Here's the camera on. Someone here, a rook.
That's totally cool. Uh-oh.
What? Was it incorrect? What? I think
You
this is
gotta grab the
unplicable. What?
Oh no!
That's stolen.
That's so terrible.
Ungrabbable receiver surface just kicked in. Let me just undo grab. There we go. That's fucking normal.
Yeah, it gets stolen.
Yep, I think he did.
Oh. What did I say? Reactants.
I totally want to get the dance community in here. If they saw this and saw that, like, dancing actually worked really well, like, the thing with VR chat right now is, like, the whole IK system's so laggy now. It's doesn't even look good when people are dancing.
Supposedly they're trying to fix that, but I've heard a lot of bugs with their beta.
You can't fix broken.
Yeah.
I also like see like more dancers in here, like do differently. It's actually like a video that Max and Theo are working on.
Okay, I'm back.
It's gonna be like a music video, so that could like catch some interest.
Welcome back.
I would really like to get like Virgo and some of the other people that do
What
stuff.
the fuck happened?
You know, the dance community.
What the fuck did you do?
Bro.
You
I just
dumbass.
need some cocaine and then
That's what it looked like before.
You got more than cocaine. You got bitches. And a lot of them.
I got bitches and cocaine bitches.
Take them off,
Yes, do you think I could?
dumbass.
Do you think I could defeat these?
Guess who actually did it?
Frocks.
Yep.
Sold out.
I moved the queen
Because he
here.
was the one that deleted them first. He was,
That was the guild.
Thank you, Joseph, for the Patreon support. Cool.
That's awesome.
Okay, so it's my move, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do the old switcheroony with this castle. King.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
my move. Oh, nice move. And alley-oop.
React. Whenever you're like doing that, it just reminded one of my friends when he played around with full body and he just did this. And I took a picture of it, it's perfect.
Oh, really?
I screw myself up, I can't scale it for some reason.
Like that. I do that sometimes, yeah.
We have a question.
There we go.
Why is Neosphere called, well, Neos, anyways? Why don't you answer that question,
Like
Frogs?
Neo from the Matrix.
Yeah, like Neo from the Matrix.
Yeah, there's actually multiple parts like to it because
That could be one thing.
we're sort of like thinking of the name. Originally, like Neos, we were developing as educational software. It was called World of Comenius. And Comenius is a very well-known educational figure, like at least like here in Europe. But especially people in the US, like they were very confused by the name. It was always like go like Board of Comicus or something like that. And it just didn't have like the right ring to it. So we needed like something that's simpler and also like more generic because Neos it sort of transitioned from being educational software to being just a like creative building tool where educational is just one of the aspects. I was thinking like lots of different names, like we went like through dozens, maybe like hundreds of them, and so I thought like it'd be like interesting to say like something like a Neo space,
That's my move.
like a new space, but it kind of sounded like too much, but essentially just cut off like the part of it, and it was just Neos. And I googled it and I found like there's actually nothing called Neos at the time. So like it was like a 4-letter name that had pretty good ring to it. It was easily pronounceable, and it essentially was free to use, so we ended up calling it that. And there are a few other contributing factors, is because like a neo means like new, and that kind of fits like with the philosophy where like we want neos to be like this new kind of metaverse, like doing it in a way that no one else is doing. Other thing is that Neo is the main character of Matrix, and so it also kind of fits because Matrix in a way is a virtual universe. And another aspect is that it kind of sounds like the OS. It kind of sounds like
The
operating
OS.
system. Yeah, so like you have a new OS. And it also fits like into this kind of like metaphor where Neo is sort of like meant to be like this operating system for virtual reality. So it's kind of like it was like a bunch of like things like they just like fit together, and we ended up like settling on this name.
Yep. Plus it's short and sweet, and I actually love the
Yep.
name Neos. It sounds awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it's very difficult like to find like a 4-letter name that's like not used and it's not just like a random like unpronounceable gibberish.
Yeah. Great question so far. I've been liking these questions
Easy to
this
sell.
stream, and if you haven't already,
Yeah.
please do follow the channel. It helps us out a lot because it makes it so then there's more of a chance of us getting a partnership for Twitch, as well as it means that we can start doing the contest for Neos giving out.
It'll
cool
distract
information.
him while I'm playing chess, and I might be able to win.
Yeah, that's it. Did you already move?
Yeah.
So
You
I don't
did?
know.
You did? Okay.
I think I did. Did I?
Yes, you did.
What did I move?
You moved your queen.
I moved that. Yes, I remember doing that. What else
Yep.
did I move? I moved
Yep.
something else. I think that's it. I'm waiting on you.
Yeah.
Oops.
Moved your queen. Where to go? Where to go?
Thank you for the follow.
What would be the best move? Swingly! Thank you for the follow. Okay. I mean, I can't foresee you really doing anything if I did that. I'm just looking at all the possible moves for yeah, I'm going for it. Very interesting. Set of equations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that your move?
Mm-hmm. It's the best I got at the moment.
That's my move. Why are you doing that, boy? I can go like this. I got your queen.
I know. It's alright.
Okay. Close, but no go. Huh. It's not a bad move. Reactin, thank you for the bits. Thank you, Reactin.
Thank you.
2 whole bits.
2 whole biddies. Wow.
I just watched an ad to get free bits, and then I sent the bits.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
actually, I
Thank
can
you for
do
that, man.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, your move, outsider.
Actually, gave me
I'm just
5
letting that
here.
queen do all the dirty work for me.
Those are bits.
Thank you for the other 3 biddies. Thank you, Reactant. Oh my gosh, outsider said.
That doesn't help.
He's like, that doesn't help.
Really come on him.
What did I
Yeah, I
do?
know.
As
Do you
should,
guys have a spectator cam which is not attached to someone's headset? I don't know what that question really means.
Yeah.
I mean, can you place the camera anywhere and like not have it
Yeah.
move around with the person
Yeah.
said, I think.
Yeah, I could make it world. So like if I went like this.
Or an anchor.
Oh, sorry.
Mhm,
I
okay.
actually meant to make it as manual. So if I click this and I click manual, now the camera is going to stay right there. And if I move around it, you see,
Okay.
now the camera doesn't move. Well,
I
you
can,
would
like,
be
give other
you would be
people
able to move it.
right, so they can move it
Yeah.
around.
Is that better? Does that look nicer for you, Duck? So then
I
the
like
head
this
isn't moving
side, so
around?
like it can see more.
I moved. I finally moved.
Here, we'll get you guys a corner
I'm trying to
perspective.
make it so that it
Okay. Where did you move, Outsider? Oh,
I
you moved your
my
king. Okay.
Mhm.
Good on you. Good on you.
It's right here.
Mm.
I accidentally moved this, I'm sorry. I accidentally grabbed it. I don't know where it
Where
was.
did
that wasn't. I killed that one.
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, okay.
Or no, he killed that one.
Perfect.
Doop. That's my move.
It's like Next has board gremlins that are cheating.
I got me. Yeah, board gremlins.
Try
Yes, maybe
placing
top or
corners.
side view of the chessboard. So, do you mean like that? Do you want that kind of side view, or do you want the top view? Like, does that look better? Is top view or side view? Which do you prefer?
I moved.
You moved?
Board gremlins
Which one did you move?
sound like
Oh,
a
you moved that
band
piece.
name.
Okay.
I agree.
No, it should be bored. Like they're bored and they're gremlins.
Okay.
They're all time.
Top but closer. One second. Sorry,
Oh, I see, so
outsider.
that way they can just see the board.
Okay, that's as good as I'm gonna get, my dudes.
Okay.
So
The banners
I
don't
moved.
pause the board.
You okay? Oh, wait, but that puts you in check, my dude. You can't make. You actually can't move that one.
hold on, I'll figure this out.
Poor outsider. Age is off the board.
part of the board.
Outsider's trying to think. Okay.
Okay.
This row of stuff is
Nice move.
It's alright. It's not doing anything.
That's my move.
It's wasted space.
Holy crap. What the heck just happened? Somebody just like spawned into the
What?
world?
I don't know. I
No.
think it's just you.
No, it's particles. Particles are being shot off over there. It's causing me life. Snooper Fox!
Ooh,
Thank
1,000.
you for the 1,000 bits.
Hey.
Now I can buy a
Play the
latte.
board,
No, I'm just kidding.
gremlins.
995.
Thank you. That's really much appreciated, man. Very, very much appreciated. Any and all donations go straight to the development of Neos. So thank you for that.
I thought you were gonna say cookies.
No.
Neo's cookies.
Yeah, Neos. Okay, so is that your move?
Yeah. Everybody agrees.
That's my move.
You're a terrible person.
Poor outsider.
You should move the Aegis.
See, outsider knows that either way, he can only move one space to actually save his castle, because I have my queen right there. And he already knows that he's in a very dangerous position right now. Check.
Mate.
That's
Oh, that's checkmate?
checkmate, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that is checkmate.
Right.
GG.
Yep.
GG, outsider.
Good game. GG.
Good game. Shake a hand. There you go. You put up a valiant fight, but you opened yourself
I
up.
tried.
Just grab the board and
Control.
toss it.
Blaze said outsiders just letting you in for the stream. Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am? Blaze, how about you put your money where your mouth is? I bet you $10 that you can't beat me in a game of chess. And then my head implodes. Oh, sorry, that was my ego. Sorry about that. Sorry. My ego got a little bit too enlarged when I said that. Sorry about that, Blaze. Oh my gosh. That was a fun game though. I liked it because I won.
That's what he always says.
You're not wrong. That is what I always say. Because I always win.
Next.
Yeah. Huh?
Stratago?
Stratago? No, not right now. I think I'm gamed out.
But I have bigger nuts than you, so.
Oh my gosh.
Deal with it.
Yeah, well, just because you have bigger nuts doesn't mean that I can't crack them.
Damn.
We need a nutcracker now for Christmas. Is there any? That would be a good one to make out, right? Like you have the nutcracker and the mouth opens up on the back. That'd be cool. Is there any concerns for optimization besides what the UI revamp and asset variant system solves / helps prevent? Also, why does Twitch chat not have spell checker? I don't know. You gotta contact Twitch.
You can add a plugin to your browser to help you do spell checking.
Well, there you go. Go on the Google App Store and or whatever App Store.
I'll tell you the one I use. Hold on.
Frick. But yeah, we're having a lot of things that will be done out through optimization, including even possibly in the farther future, like server type stuff, to make it so then people run inside the world a lot better.
There's like a lot of things that are essentially like still to be done like with optimization. So like the asset variant system is one of the major parts, and like it helps like in all areas, but there's still lots of others where there can be like significant improvements. And all of them there's actually like CPU optimization. So essentially what I want to do is optimize like minimal less work to achieve the same results, because the optimization is just not doing things that you don't need to be doing. Another thing is going to be essentially making things more efficient, like write them in a way where it achieves the same result, but like it computes it like more efficiently. And another type of optimization is just going to be like involving multi-threading a lot more. So, so essentially, like because right now still a lot of things. There's like a bunch of things that are multi-threaded, but there's still a bunch of things that are essentially computed synchronously. And utilizing like multi-threading more deeply is going to help a lot as well. And another thing that's going to help is making things so like because everything updates at the same rate right now. But let's say you have a bunch of avatars and distance, you don't need them to be updated at a full fidelity. So essentially that's going to decrease how much they update.
Yeah,
And
like that could
performance
definitely help,
improvements,
as
so-
well as, you know, occlusion calling or that sort of thing where, for example, like right now, everything out in front of my view is still rendered out. So things behind a wall, they're still rendered beyond the wall. But with the occlusion calling, anything that is beyond the wall, it would not be rendered. So as long as it's in separate pieces. So it would be a very big optimization when something like that goes through. The devs might want to check out Disney research video on YouTube today. Huh?
I'm looking it up.
What's that?
Yeah, somebody post a link or something. We'll check it out.
See you later, Reactant.
Have a good one.
Thanks for joining.
Disney Research Hub.
I think it was something.
Is there a specific reason why we would want to check that out, Tech Trader? Why would we want to check?
Real-time face tracking with low-cost HMD integrated cameras. Is that the one that you're talking about? Here, let me
Sounds
plug it
interesting.
in.
Huh. Why don't you paste in the video,
That's not the same
and then
thing.
we can watch it here on the stream together.
Yeah, here we go.
See you later, Reactant.
Um,
Okay, let me move this over. Move
Just
this right here.
oh yeah, let's put it on the TV.
Paste it.
You know, this is the cool thing in Neos. Like you can just easily bring videos in, and you can just put them on any object.
Yep. So we'll place it on our Twitch TV screen. your computer screen and
Maybe next can you
watch it
showcase
together.
that? Sure. Wait, I just there's
Yeah.
on stream.
Here, so
Yeah.
give me.
Sure,
So
sure,
what, what,
sure,
you,
how's it going?
what you do is you equip a material tool, which should be inside of your inventory under essential tools. So I'll show you that under the inventory. So it should be this tool right here, and then once you have this tool equipped by either double gripping onto it or gripping it and then moving back with your joystick, you can aim at it, press down your secondary, which should be the center of your touchpad or your joystick. It'll suck out the material of the video, and then you can just paste it right onto another screen.
Onto anything.
And that's how you do that.
Now we can play it.
Play in 2D though, so I can actually hear. Thanks.
Why don't we just have the... It'd be cool, like, if the inventory, when you click the tools, that would just put it on your hand.
Yeah, I was thinking I would like direct
We apply a
clicking.
spherical image warp to transform casual label training images to the lenses. It's going really fast with you. I can't even read that much fast. Here's how it is
It has
composed.
cameras within the headset.
It's really smart. Yeah.
It uses data set of casual photos of people. And it uses reference images, it seems.
Warping results.
Wait, so this one, it seems like it's actually, oh, so this is actually morphing like it's warping existing images.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it takes like a
Hey,
picture of you and essentially then
Look at the screen for me,
It's
Frogs.
Uh,
Look at the
yeah.
screen.
No, they're using
Thank you.
Okay, that's
AI.
good.
It's like they're using AI. They have a trained model that's knows what your face looks like based on how your lips are positioned, and so they don't have to see the rest of you to generate a
Sure.
face map. That's kind of cool.
Ooh. This is actually
Oh, this is something pretty new.
that's pretty cool. Doing the derp.
Hi, I'm Victor. Nice to meet you. The 5 boxing wizards jump quickly. Pack my
I think
box
they need more
with
training.
5 dozen liquid jar.
Yeah.
It's close, so it just needs more training. But yeah.
It was
I
like
think that's similar to like to the. Yeah, it's from an audio and most of it.
He's just making silly faces to see how it works.
Yeah. I don't like how it works like compared to the HTC like lip tracking because like they have a similar thing like they have like a module that attaches below the headset and it also like does optical tracking of your face.
Mm-hmm.
I probably show like that it also works like pretty well.
Hmm.
It's like from our end, like whenever like there's like some commercial available like solution that people essentially can buy, we'll also like integrate it into Neos. So it's also like a matter of like the hardware and SDK. Hmm.
What do you mean you can do that too? I just looked outside the door.
It's not bad. It's a pretty decent time.
Yeah, no, I pulled back the blinds of the window and I looked out there. There's no way that would see.
Yeah, it's like automatic. Yep. Alex is walking around. And the alien looking one on the left.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's just
that's
like
cool.
it seems like they focus like on making it work real well, like when the face is really close to the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this is pretty good, like especially like the sideways like movements.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually one of the things, like because some people like we heard, they're like wondering like why is like lip tracking like necessary when you can like use essentially like just devices to drive it, like voice analysis. But this is a good example. It's like there's a lot of like things that don't have anything to do with voice.
Right.
It's like non-verbal communication. You can put your cheeks, yeah, sticking your tongue out, smiling even, frowning, of course.
Really cool share,
moving
man.
your
Thanks
mouse
for
sideways.
sharing with us, Tech Trader. That looks very
Yeah,
promising.
that's pretty neat.
And
Yeah,
one
thanks.
day we'll have it for, that sort of technology will be rampant upon, consumers. And once consumers start getting their hands on it, that's when it really starts, blowing up and taking off for animation. Because then it's like people could have the same level of facial animation as they would, 20 years ago.
I
Yeah.
will say the only thing that's kind of interesting about doing facial tracking stuff like that is like a lot of the models and stuff don't have a lot of blend shapes set up for that kind of stuff, so you'd have to build custom avatars that have those type of blend shapes
I
placed
think
on them.
it's also like a rig system that does it
Sorry.
instantly as well.
Yeah, you could do it that way too. I mean, either blend shapes or a rig. It doesn't really matter which
Whatever,
way,
like, more
which approach
generic.
you. Yeah.
Or general like non shapes. One thing I'm sort of like looking forward to is because like they make, like people often like they make like gesture systems like just to make their
Sure.
avatar express and so on. But like personally, I also find it like weird like having like a press a button because it kind of takes you out of like the moment when you want to make an
Right.
expression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
having a
it's
system like
it's
that,
more
like,
natural to
actually,
just
like,
make
streamlines
like,
it
oh,
all.
if you're actually happy, you smile and you close your eyes or something like
Yeah.
that, then instead of you making this weird button
Yeah.
thing, because then it definitely does take you out of the moment of the actual emotion that you're trying to feel, and it makes it feel kind of like, for the most part, fake. So, which,
Especially if it's something to do with
hand
production
gestures are
numbers,
still always going to be a thing, I feel like, in VR, but for the most part, right when that new thing comes about, it's like people just would much rather have a real expression of their face mapped into their character, not something that's looking like a realism or like their actual body self, unless maybe Carol probably would want that. And yeah, you can set.
Another cool thing is like once this technology comes, like whenever like you use it, essentially it frees up your inputs to use for other things. So you can like trigger like
Yeah.
animations, you can trigger like effects or like special focals and all of that.
Yeah.
Keep it alive.
Nice.
Me too, Snooper.
Okay, so we're gonna be having the stream going for around 30 more minutes. So again, take this time to talk about or ask any more additional questions, or even just let us know about for some stuff. Or what were you about to say?
Should we
Rox?
talk a little bit about what's coming? Because
For UI or what?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to more specific like news essentially because this has also been posted like in the announcement which was released on Steam.
You're gonna have to get closer to me,
This is
Frox.
like
If
the-
otherwise, nobody's gonna be able to hear you. Your voice is way too low.
Yes, something around. So essentially,
You're also
the
talking
main thing is
my right ear. Everybody, you might have to talk
We're gonna
direct.
go to the sensor then.
Yeah,
Is this good?
yeah, that's better. Okay, continue.
I'm just gonna like do the announcement like this. So
Me and
essentially,
Frox have merged.
Yes. Yeah, we are merged. Or maybe like this is just the studio, and I'm inside of it.
Okay, continue with what you were
So-
saying.
So what I was saying is essentially the UI update is gonna have like two main phases, and the first phase is a technical one, and essentially that right now we are using sort of like a hybrid system where the text rendering and the UI rendering it's done through a combination. Oh, thank you. I'm getting mixed messages. Thank you. So.
Froxalin.
So essentially, like, it's gonna have like two main phases, and like the first phase is where we replace a lot of like the old like hybrid solutions that are like the hybrid between like Unity and Neos with our own custom ones, and that has two benefits. One of them is it's gonna be much better on performance, and it's gonna give us much better control over everything. So there are essentially lots of like features for the UI that we just cannot implement because with the old hybrid system, it's just too tedious to do. And the first part of this is essentially making a custom font rendering system. And it's essentially replacing whatever like renders the text with our own system. And as part of that, it will actually offer even more functionality than it does now. So for example, you'll be able to edit text more easily. So for example, if you click like somewhere in the text, you can just put your cursor there. That's something that is not possible right now, but something that people ask for a while. It will also allow you to import your own fonts. So essentially you can import font files, raster fonts, lots of like different things, and essentially change how the text looks for whatever you are building. And again, that should be like pretty important for creators. Another benefit is gonna allow dynamic generation. So if you have, if you need to use like a language like Japanese or Chinese or any other language that has lots of symbols that are not included in the set of symbols right now in Neos, it will dynamically generate those as you essentially type the text or as the text is generated. And of course, it'll have much better performance. Right now, if you, for example, even lots of text and the text is changing, is using the Unity system for that, and that's single threaded. So essentially, it will freeze the game until it's like done generating it. Our system is essentially gonna utilize the same framework that's used for procedural meshes, and that will allow for asynchronous generation. So essentially, like whenever the text changes, it schedules it on a background thread. It processes it there. Once there, it uploads it to the GPU, and it doesn't impact your frame rate while generating. At least, like, not noticeably.
So for the most part, it's going to be the technical side of it. It's not going to be anything visual yet for anything that's going to be done out with the UI. It's mostly just focusing on the core of the UI and getting it completely replaced out from us, getting it from Unity to where it's now integrated inside of just Neos. And Neos is going to be the thing that's driving
the whole
system. Yeah, it's going to be our own custom system for the UI. So yeah, it's going to be a whole revamp, a whole overhaul of it. So then it performs a lot better, and it's going to have a lot more functionality for things like an amazing idea that you said, which was like widgets. Like imagine you could make a widget button that could have different functionalities that you create within Neos. Like let's say you want to have a widget for like a mirror or something like that. You just click the button, boom, you have a local mirror in front of you then. Or you want to have a widget that allows you to possibly access your Discord or something like that. You know, in the farther future, there might be a widget for something like that to where you could access things inside of here. So widgets will be a very big thing, and you could also, in the farther future, sell different UI designs and different widgets inside of the store marketplace that we'll be having next year. So Ozzy says, yeah, for some reason that didn't click with me and just assumed not only technical stuff, but overall design was going to change at once.
Yeah, we're going to essentially do it gradually, like piece by piece. And we're starting with the technical side, so this is phase one. And as we're essentially replacing those systems, you'll be getting like the benefits, like piece by piece. Like once we replace the font system, that'll be already available, and you can start like using it. And then essentially we're gonna replace the other parts. We're gonna replace the entire UI framework, and it's gonna greatly improve performance. And it's going to give the UI a lot more flexibility. And essentially, once we have those technical parts in place,
I think you're confused. We're going to be doing the overall design too. The overall design of the UI is changing as well. The first part of it is going to be us doing the revamp of the technical side of it. And then it's going to be making it a lot more optimized and making it so that it runs through Neos. And then we're going to be doing the overall design.
I think that's what he meant. Like, is essentially, I think he meant like that's gonna change all at once. So, but I'm saying like we're gonna be doing it gradually, like piece by piece, and as we essentially finish each piece, it's gonna be part like of Neos, and you'll be able to use it and get its benefits. The same way like we do it with a lot of other features as well. It's like where we just sort of release it like whenever it's possible.
Yeah, and that's the same thing that's happened with any other update that we've done inside of Neos. It's been piece by piece by piece. So if something is weird or it isn't working right in the beginning, don't think of it as something that's final. Same thing as like what happened with the full body updates. It took us about 3 to 4 weeks to really get the full body to where it should be, but people were coming at us in the first week saying, oh, the full body is not right, it's bad. It's like, we can't work on something immediately. It can't just be a snap of a finger and then it just gets done. It has to take time and a progress, and then come back and give us a update as to how you feel about it once we actually say, for the most part, it's done. And then we can go about that.
We definitely want feedback even like when it's in development, but we just want people to understand that is not the final version, because like usually when this is developed, essentially it's all done internally. So essentially like it's designed like, and all development gets done behind closed doors, and essentially once it's mostly ready, it gets released. we release it very, very early. Essentially, we release it at the moment like there's something even better, like functional. It gets put into Neos, so we can start playing with it if you really want to. And that way we can gather a lot of like early feedback, and essentially we allow you to sort of like help us shape how is it developed.
Yeah, because
it's I don't think it's essentially just understanding. It's just the process.
Like I said before, though, maybe about like an hour or two ago, the way that we do things a lot differently. We don't do like a whole month update, or like we do one big update per month. We do nightly updates, and that's why we have it as the nightly updates. Is we're doing an update for Neos for the most part almost every day. So that's why.
If you come from the Linux world, it's a rolling distro or rolling update system, and
yeah.
Some may take longer than others depending on how much content is within it. Say if it's like a big important update like the UI.
Will the debug sine wave generator component be staying? I know it's for debugging, but super fun.
That's a really good question. Like that particular component won't be staying, but it's gonna be a lot more for like procedural generation. That's actually something I want to do. I'm not sure exactly when, but I think maybe sometime next year. But I want to have essentially an entire like framework where you can like have like audio for like generators, audio processors, filters, and various like operations, and you can sort of like build synths and lots of like different audio processing effects, or even like audio generation. It must stay until next year, maybe. Like it don't depend on it. Like if it has debugging name, like it's something that's probably gonna get done, or like get removed at some point. But if you want, you can play with it now. But it's essentially gonna become entire system. Actually, I want to like do it through logics. So essentially, you'll be able to like essentially create logics nodes that instead of being just something that takes like a number, it'll take audio signal, and for example, it'll generate audio signal, and it'll be like to wire up like whatever setup you like. You can like wire, for example, like an audio clip and wire it like through a high pass filter or something. Do all kinds of like funny stuff with audio. So there's a lot of I want to do in this area that would like allow for a lot of fun, like we just playing with audio, but also like for building, for like music production, even in Neos, for making sound effects in Neos, but in fact for building experiences where you can essentially make the environment interactive. So like for example, if you approach there's like this game that I like where like if you approach like this like creepy machine, like all the audio it's gonna get distorted, and it's really cool because like it's sort of reacting to your player action, and just allow you to do that as well in Neos. Or you could like do special avatars. Like if you let's say if you have a bot avatar like this, you could take your the source of your voice data, wire through like some filters, and essentially make your voice sound robotic. Or you could do a like avatar with very much white vector. So
I definitely like to mess around
Or
with that
you
voice.
could get a theremin that you could play, like a musical instrument, like a theremin or something.
Ooh, that'd be nice as well.
Yeah, you could like do like a procedural generation for that. Like, and really good.
Well, Prime says, ask a simple question, gets magic answers back, thank you. Although I feel I should explain that component, it makes an audible sine wave. Yep.
Yeah. Actually, the reason I added this component originally was when I was debugging the Linux builds. I was like working on the Linux build, and for some reason, like it seemed that audio would break. And I didn't know like if it was the audio decoding that was causing the crash, or it was just the audio generation itself. So I wrote a super simple component that just generates a sine wave, and it crashes anyway. And essentially, that way I found there's like a bug in the Unity audio system that just breaks.
Yeah. Is that all?
I can show the component. It is. For now.
Yeah, for now.
I can tell how much I'm looking forward to like audio processing.
Did you say you said turn the fan off? And it's getting hot in here?
No, they turned it off and now it's getting hot.
There's just one source.
But you don't.
I hear audio.
That. Frogs, that's awesome.
I literally was asking about this earlier today.
Test sine wave source.
I love pure sine waves. Can you make the brown note?
Well done.
The brown note.
Wait, how does this work?
What is the brown note? Like, I think someone like actually like.
It's supposed to be a frequency that makes you poop your pants.
That's
I
kind
don't
of
know.
what we're
I
talking
mean,
about
what
right
is
now,
the number?
Reactin, is voice modulation inside of Neos. So
But
that definitely
the
might
thing
be a
is,
thing.
you have to have a nice sound system with a lot of bass.
Yeah.
Awful.
So much sine wave. Are you gonna sine wave a sine wave? Are you making an FM modulator?
A sound wave.
Okay, the brown note's not going to be possible. It's infrasonic.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to hear that one.
Ooh, it's an FM modulator.
Oh, you hear that?
Yeah, it's frequency modulation.
Ooh, it
No,
gives me
make
the
it go
tingles.
faster.
It's a little bit ASMR-y.
Really?
Only for next.
It's pretty cool how it generates a sound.
It's starting to sound like frogs now.
Oh, there we go. There's a UFO. He's going just a little faster.
Oh my god, it sounds like an arcade game, like an old.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
This actually what they used to do. Like they
1990.
had like simple like function generators to make down the sound effects.
Yeah, that's how they did it.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Like imagine when there's actual like proper like set of notes for like working with audio, but like doing all kinds of crazy stuff. This is like a super primitive one. Let's go here.
I'm gonna make synthesizers.
Yes.
Almost Pac-Man, yes.
There we go. There's Pac-Man.
just need to speed it up.
Oh,
Now I'm gonna sign away with the sine wave. Another sine wave.
another sine wave. Oh my god, the sine
Another
waves
sine
are
wave. This is a sine wave.
multiplying.
Is the multiplying? I'm gonna sine wave the sine waving of sine wave.
What?
Or dry.
Yeah, but how can you sign that? I mean, that's a lot
I
of
was
sign.
playing an old racing game
So
and like the audio broke of it and I made a glitch and it had the engine sound like this.
That's weird.
You love sign language. I see what you did there.
Oh my god, we're building a
That's
robot.
cool.
That's what the engine sound happened. It just freaking out.
Sounds like Frox's brain now.
It's a rave, guys, it's a rave.
That actually sounds like invaders.
Yeah, it sounds like a car alarm.
That
Yeah,
digital
it's
level
interesting.
pitch
Invaders.
that
Can
step
you make a
modulation.
cop sound?
Yeah.
You need a cop sound now, Frox.
What? Wait.
That isn't annoying at all.
Oh, I know what the fuck.
Wait, so you can legit actually use this to make like Logic's created music.
Yes. But imagine
Why
if
do you
there's
say, like,
actual system
someone
for this.
doing,
I'm just
like-
like hijacking all this super simple
Mario
content, but
Tennis.
there's so much more to do with this. Can't wait for all that stuff. What did I want? I wanted simplex, nice.
Make the sound generation module, then the note input and playback modules.
Key. I want to be able to
Check
connect
to
this.
generation software.
I want to be able to connect this to an EWI, and then I'll buy an EWI.
Yes!
I like the low bass ones, like when it goes boom, boom, boom.
I need to bring in a video.
Eewee.
What about this? What about just random?
Donkey Kong Jr.
Anybody has the
Second.
ability to mess with the
Right second
snooper.
there.
It's not only subjective to developers. Anybody can start messing with this stuff right now in Neos.
If Roxy uploads it in the build, then you get to play with it.
Yep.
That's how
This is how like Neos is designed. Like everything I can like use in Neos, you can use in Neos. Like it's sort of built like in a way, so like there's like nothing that's pretty much like locked in.
Yep.
Even like whenever I add like new functionality into the system, let's say I'm building a feature or something, I in a way that's composed from a bunch of like components that you can use for your own things as well. And that's kind of like at the core like of how Neos like works is just being like very modular and being like very open.
I love it. This is what I love to listen to. I've actually been playing around with modular music like XM module music and mod music and stuff like that. I've ported a library over to an ESP32 and I made a music box.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I gotta make a video on it. I haven't done it yet. I've been slacking.
Do you like that sound, Frooks?
Yes.
It sounds like the banana frogs drone.
Hey, we can start sending data like through a modem. You do.
Let me try a modem. I think it might be harder because like it's not just sine waves.
You could make the digital mode Hellscriber with this and like transmit out like text.
Hold on. I think modem would be difficult because the one it uses like a noise and square wave. I'm just looking for something sine.
Not Hellscriber. It uses two different tones to depict. It's really weird. If you look up Hellscriber, it was made by the Germans, and it's this rotary like encoder that has all the characters on it, and it basically changes the oscillator's pitch at certain intervals. And then on the other side, there's a printer that every time the pitch changes, it puts down ink on the paper. So like they're like non-synchronous. They don't sync. They like the way they sync is that they run at the same speed, kind of close, and they double print on the paper. So is it like it'll like scroll off the paper, but there's always one version of it that's readable.
I think it's really cool. They still use like multiple sine waves, I think.
No, they only use one. They just FS key. They just change the frequency shift keying. So you just give it two different frequencies.
The sound of the engine.
You could do RTTY. RTTY is also a frequency shift keying.
I think I have to hear it too.
Oh, yeah. I could bring some videos in, I guess. Too lazy. Now, Frox, look up your mouth so your mouth moves as it makes the frequency.
Oh yeah, yes, that'd be actually funny. Let's try that.
Look at the mini-map.
Where's my face?
You see me just flying across the map.
Nice.
Anti-rotate combination. There we go, the output. Noise analyzer. Okay, let's plug it there. This one is not designed for multiple readers though.
Oh my god.
It's just the sound of the car, just like broken and end up turning into just pure sine waves. Now I want to make a car that just has an engine that sounds like sine waves.
Digital woos.
It's not designed for multiple readers though, so like it starts like a.
It starts taking too many of the samples.
No, what it does essentially, it like keeps its own internal state. So every time like something reads its output, like it just pushes it. So essentially, it keeps like jumping back and forth, and that's weird.
Really cool.
Cool.
Oh.
So that's our question.
Okay. Yeah. Here, let me set it to group again. Oop. Or reset the camera. back onto me. Oh,
Wait
there we
for
go.
amplitude modulation.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're going to be ending off the stream right now. We're going to be wrapping it up. I want to also thank again for all the people who donated to us, Snooper Fox and Reactant, who donated those bits for us today, as well as anyone who's followed. Thank you again, and we'll be having another stream on Tuesday where Aegis will be doing... yep, thank you for that again, Reactant.
Is this the OO sound, the W-O-W?
Probably.
Sound?
Oh, yes.
Oh, and...
O-W-O, sorry. Jesus.
I think you guys can still hear me? Okay, cool. It just got paused there for a second. Yeah, thanks for that. But yeah, we'll be having another stream on Tuesday. Aegis will be streaming out his 3D modeling streams on then, so you can check us out then. And we'll also have another stream again on Fridays. Every single Friday we'll be having one of these dev streams, so you guys can have a chance and opportunity to ask questions and you know, get your feedback inside of here, because we really want to get as much feedback as possible with us going through with this new UI update and overhaul. And like I said before, please contact me either on Discord or message me inside of Neos to get any ideas for chat commands or different stuff that you have any ideas that pertain to the Twitch channel or what you would want to see us talk about or do inside of here, and we'll keep any and all ideas open. So thank you guys again. Have an amazing day. Enjoy your Friday.
Yes.
Eat some good food.
Thanks so much for watching.
Hang out with friends. And thank you guys again. And if you haven't already, please join our Discord, discord.gg/NeosVR, or you can click the link down below. And if you've already tried out Neos VR and you like it, please give us a review on Steam too, because that helps us out quite a bit, because those Steam reviews get us so then it could be a lot more seen by people, and then it gets Neos more popular. And, you know, my main goal is for next year is getting, you know, the population rate of Neos to be a lot higher, considering with the updates that we'll be pushing through about in. And then we'll have more of this nonsense. No problem, Text Raider. Have a wonderful day, you guys. See you, OZ. See you, Reactant. See you, Prowl Prime. Goodbye. And you are welcome.
Bye, guys.